I don't know if it actually just started, but if it really did, I gotta check that anyway. But yeah, welcome. It's been a long time. Give me a second though. I'm gonna do what I usually never do and do like a notification thing online and stuff like that. So give me a second while all this is going on. Yeah. Be right back while that happens and stream starts up fully. All right, I think we're good. Only did it one place, but yeah, it's been a while. I know. It's also a different time. Like I said, a long time ago. My schedule's actually really random, really weird sometimes for a lot of people. So yeah, it's gonna be up and down with certain things. You know, we'll be randomly here and there, live at different times. So yeah, sorry about that. Like I always say, like really, it's been too long. I feel like it's been too long personally. There's been a couple times I wanted to get on, different things like that, especially this month. There was quite a while, like certain times I was thinking of getting on, and certain things just, yeah, I did it, unfortunately. One of them was really like, I think I started to actually get sick or something. My throat as well. Even yesterday and stuff was bothering me as well. Not sure why. But for sure, I think lately it's been more of the heat, because the heat for me, unlike other people, and I don't know what's going on lately with that. It's been years now, but the heat for me, it's like it actually affects me more than other people. I think because I've moved before and then came back, and then the heat adjustment kind of thing, like the difference in the heat and the way it was before, because it wasn't hot over there where I was before, and it was mostly cool and never hot or anything like that. And now I'm back over here again, and it's like it's always hot, you know. So that heat difference, I think, affected me a lot over those couple years, to where I can't handle the heat as good or as well as I used to be able to. I'm just assuming, you know. I know that can play factors into the people having like issues with heat over time, like where they live and stuff like that. And I'm wondering if maybe that kind of happened a little bit or something, you know. But with the like I have said before, with my energy, different factors factor into it. So heat is one of them. It can cause headaches for me, unfortunately, and that will also affect, you know, my energy in general. A lot of people you know, you just kind of think about it a little bit and stuff like that. Apparently, a lot of people actually have issues when it's too hot, of course, because it's too hot. You know, you can't do a lot of things. But for me, it's just more affected easily, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's that. But besides all that, I have been overall okay. Nothing too crazy going on. I've been getting a couple things for this month to kind of make it a little easier to stream, so I don't have to worry about stuff. But and that didn't work out as good as I wanted to because I wanted to immediately do it like last month or something, you know. But I have a couple things I have to make already in the next couple days, and I still have to watch two more things to actually once again cook. So that's I know it's like, oh, it's just cooking, but for me, cooking is actually a big thing, energy wise, unfortunately. That's why I try to make something that lasts me a couple days, and I won't have to do much but warm it up. But yeah, it takes a lot out of me, unfortunately. Unlike normal people, it actually takes me hours to cook, which kind of sucks. Unless it's warming something up out of a can or something, you know, something simple like that. It's actually easier. Or if they're throwing something in, like the oven or something, that's a bit easier as well. But yeah. Also, I noticed every time I get back on and stuff like that, everything's kind of messed up with the OBS and stuff. So hopefully nothing's wrong this time, or nothing's too loud or too quiet, because it could be like the music right now. It's probably too low. I'm just assuming, you know. I know there's a lot of fans and stuff going off too right now in this room, so you could possibly be hearing the AC and the fan on. If so, sorry about that. The music usually drowns all that out, so hopefully that isn't bad as well, or too bad. I'm hoping. I've also been thinking of what to get for background. I'm trying to find somebody to do that for me. I'm not sure if I can find someone soon-ish, but I want to get something so it's not just blackness in the background all the time. That's why today I decided to just have, you know, the BGM from Kei Morimoto up, as I usually use. I always put it in the description and stuff too, so I just thought it'd be nice to have it up this time though. Just to have something in the background finally while I'm talking, you know, and it's not just pure black darkness and man, yeah, but yeah, oh yeah, I gotta make sure this is on loop. Loop, you never cannot have that on them because it'll end, you know. But I'm actually looking at someone to actually get some BGM created, so I have my own personal one that I had commissioned. I found someone. They're not too expensive, but I'm not sure if they would be able to create one I want per se. It would just be a BGM in general, maybe. I'm not sure. They do let you, you know, kind of try to do what you kind of go in the direction you're wanting. Of course, everybody does, right? But their style is a little different than what I'm trying to hopefully get. I'm not sure if it'll be too difficult for them to try to get the style I want or not, but even then I'm still going to try to probably go through them and see what I can get with them. I just gotta look at the commission and stuff and actually put one in. I think I have to join a waiting list for them, if I'm right. Or was that for a background that I might have seen? I'm not sure. Both of them are still like, I think they both require a wait list kind of thing going on with that as well, that I have to actually go in and, you know, wait for. So yeah, waiting. It'll be fine eventually. But moving on past that, I've been working with my the artist, and hopefully we'll get something going finally. Hello cat girl. How's it going? But yeah, it's a couple things going on in the background, even though it has been a long time since I've been on. But we'll see. Hopefully things are slowly getting done. They are, but you know, you never know how long it'll take. We'll see on a couple things like that. But yeah, I don't think I have much going on right now, to be honest. I do eventually, I do plan to eventually, hopefully, I always say this, but when, I don't even know how long this will take, but I want to try to multi-stream on YouTube as well eventually. It's just, I'm not sure if I should now focus that on the VOD channel instead of the main channel, because only because I want to try to get the main channel to be clips and stuff like that in the future. But I don't know if like the algorithm stuff will actually affect it, if that makes sense. I'm always confused on YouTube's algorithm, to be honest. It never makes sense to me personally, so I always have problems with that. But at one point it was actually doing pretty decent, to be honest, weirdly enough. But and that was with live streams, weirdly enough. Again, I just don't know if there's like a certain time that they like to have, or they try to push it out. It's just kind of strange. Every time I've done something on YouTube with certain, like, even clips and shorts and all that, it's been very random for me, so I can't even tell. Yeah. Today, let's see, I've seen a couple updates on a couple games, to be honest, too, and I just don't know what I should even focus on for games. I've kind of been in a weird like slump kind of thing where I want to play certain games, but then I don't. It's kind of strange, to be honest. I've never been like this personally with games. I've always just been like, oh, I want to play this game, and I would play it for like for months even, you know. But I think because of how my energy's been and stuff like that, it's kind of been back and forth on what I even want to do, or if I even want to do that, you know. I've been wanting to do actually more just relaxed, chilling, and chatting type stuff, but then not really a lot too when it comes to what I want to chat about either, so it's kind of weird as well with that, for me at least, you know. Never know what to do. But my friend, on the other hand, it looks like he's been finally, because I have told him to kind of do more streams and stuff like that, and I feel like he's been doing more consistent streams, so I'm actually happy to see that. Been stopping into his streams over the last couple months and stuff like that, since he's been doing it, and then he got affiliate, I think like last month or something like that. That was nice. That was nice. So yeah, he's been doing it mostly over the weekend, so that was cool to see as well. Finally, he's getting somewhat of a schedule, unlike me, with my random schedules and random timing and everything like that. It's just kind of it's just kind of funny about that for me, you know, a little something. But what was it? Oh yeah, the artist I've been working with to get a couple things done, and like I had I think it was the character art that I did with them. What was it, last month or the month before that they completed it? I would have to actually check that. Let me see. I posted it, so I should know. Let's see, it was where was it? Yeah, last month. Yeah. Been talking with them, well, not talking, talking, right? Yeah, talking and working with them to finish up like a character sheet thing, and I'm actually having them do a lot more changes to the design of what I have right now for what I want commissioned as an actual model. And if everything goes good and I can save up enough, of course, you know, because it's gonna cost some money. But if everything goes good, I'm hoping before the end of the year I can have an actual full-on, you know, working, you know, detailed model and everything. And when that happens, I can actually finally look into a couple other things to actually have on the redemption side, and just interaction stuff, a little more things I can do, I guess, instead of just being plain, you know. Oh, can I do something? No, okay, good. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that. I'm having a couple things adjusted here and there, because I did say I wanted a couple different changes with it, and then another couple strict. I was gonna be more strict with it, and so far they've been very cooperative, I want to say, or more. They've been very I don't even know how to put it. Like, they've just been nice, you know. They've been really nice and accepting of my being strict this time with different design stuff and just little detail changes here and there on at least on the sketch part. I haven't gone past that because I wanted to make sure everything was perfect before we moved on, and you know, it had a change and it's too late in the design process or something. I didn't want that to happen, so I've been really strict on changing a lot of things so far, and hopefully they've actually gave me a couple good ideas too, so I'm actually looking forward to how they kind of designed certain little things they wanted to kind of incorporate into the costume as well. So yeah, I'm actually kind of excited to see the full actual completed design of the character sheet. And once that's done, I'll probably post it on X or Twitter or whatever, and pin it up on where my character sheet's at right now. Well, not my character sheet, my character illustration, I should say, right now. That's currently there. But yeah, I'm actually excited. I'm like, by the end of the year, it's what, like I said, I want to hopefully get everything done and have a couple things also completed. And then, like I said, BGM, I'm probably gonna get that worked on pretty soon, just to finally have something different come up and just my own thing. And then finally, I think I'll start using that when I get a background finally. Because I always push it off, you know. But yeah, we'll see. It's just gonna take time, as always, of course. But everything takes time. Yeah, everything takes time. But we'll go slowly from there and see how things go. Let's see though. I've actually. Should I play? I might, because I've been wanting to play it, right? I'm still always debating on the only two games I will play probably today if I do play it. It's Repo, which is solo, of course. So I always play all my stuff solo, or Phasmo, which would also probably be solo. But I haven't played Phasmo solo because I'm still unfamiliar with a lot of stuff on that. Still, I usually play with friends and stuff like that, like usual. But since I'm actually streaming on a weird time compared to usual when they're on. I'm actually streaming way earlier than even my usual time, to be honest. But like I said, different time schedule, different randomly when I'm on. Of course, this will eventually happen. It always happens to me, you know. But yeah, they've also had a couple changes on Repo too. I think they have like maybe 2 changes, or was that just 2 videos or something? I'm not really sure. But yeah, I might go back to playing that again, and just from time to time, just have something, you know, to fall back on. It might be fun. I've always had fun on Repo too. That's why I got it in the first place, you know. But yeah, I might also, you know what? There was a couple of videos I did want to watch as well, so we might just, it could just be a pure you know, chill day today, like I always do, which is what I like to do. And we might just chill and relax, watch some reaction stuff. I know there was a couple of videos by Atozi, and I like his stuff too. He's got some interesting stuff going on there, you know. So there's a couple things I wanted to watch with him too, and I've been putting them off. So we might watch that. We might watch the changes that I haven't watched still on the Repo videos, and then we might decide if I'm not too blah, you know, because like I said, my energy, we might do Repo solo. But it all just depends, you know. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, sorry for being gone for a long time. I want to again I always want to do it. You know, get on as much as I can. So I'm gonna do what my friend's doing, which is streaming every weekend. What's today? Actually, it's kind of technically weekend. I've never streamed on the weekend lately for some weird reason. No idea why. I might try to start fully focusing on trying to do weekend streams just like he is, to at least try to get something going again, or like stream once or twice on the weekend, or once or twice throughout the week, and we'll go from there. Time wise, it's always gonna be random. Sorry, it really is. I can't really focus on that, on what time I will be on. I want to say lately I've been able to get on around here to a little bit earlier. I could get on. It's not something that will happen. I'm just saying the time framing right now is about to a couple hours before to about the usual time. So that's about 4 hours from now. I want to say from the start time, which is like literally 4. Weirdly enough for me. And then what would it be like? Let's see. Oh wait. So about from now to 4 hours before to about 8 to 12 hours after. Is that a good time frame? Like, let's just say about 8 hours from now. It's like in between now and 8 hours. It's like a good time frame when I could be on. At least the next couple days, you know. So it could be from like right now to the usual time I used to stream, which is very random, you know. That's a big time difference as well. But yeah, not too bad, not too bad. We'll go from there if everything goes good, right? I don't feel like we have too much to worry about per se with what can or can't happen. If that makes sense at all. Ah, that's right. I forgot to move this over. So there's also been this weird glitch. Not sure why. It was happening before I like went you know, and been gone for so long again. It always happens. I really don't know why that happens as well. Energy is really weird with me, you know. Sorry, but something was going on with the alerts and stuff. This is on the Stream Elements side, at least for me. It's not pulling up on OBS properly. I have to actually go on to OBS and well, they're working. Not that they're not working, but I've also noticed that they have had issues personally, which is also a weird thing. But I have to go on their website and actually have the dashboard open, just so I can see alerts. That makes sense. Wait, do I even need to do that since I got Twitch up? I might not, because Twitch is, if I have Twitch dashboard up, I don't really need the alerts on the other side, do I? Ah, think about it. That's true. Huh. Why did I... Oh, that's right. I had it open an emergency case just in case I needed to do anything like mute alerts or stop them or certain things like that. It's not something that usually... It's something super rare that people would need to do, you know, but I always want that option just in case something happens, you know. And yeah, I don't know why. I just like to have that option, you know. Just feels better to have that option, if that makes sense. So yeah, well, we can go from there hopefully, and things will be fine, right? But yeah, I think we're good. Maybe we should get into looking at a couple things real quick over here. That way I could just finally rest my voice too. Because like I said, my throat was actually bothering me for a while. I'm not sure what was going on with that. See? A cough. That's not good. Sorry about that. Yeah. Let me try to find something. I think it'll pop up real quick. Let me close that real quick. Yeah, because I have to actually move it over real quick as well. Click, click. There we go. I don't know why that did a picture-in-picture type thing. And plop. There we go. There we go. And then I can just move things over from there. All right, perfect. All right, let's see. I have to actually find it. Oh wait, no, I don't have to find it. I could just pull it up on this one. Where is it? Is this one it? No. I don't know why I have that up. Where is it? Is it this one? No. I might not have it up. Oh no. I might have to look it up. Give me a second. Hello? Oh, this one. This one was the crazy one. Yes. Okay, so I found it. Okay, cool. I don't know what was going on with this guy. Sheesh. This is gonna be crazy. We gotta watch this. Okay. I know usually I try to just chit chat longer if I can, but this video looked crazy and I kind of wanted to watch it and a couple other Atozi's videos. Sorry. Reaction stuff, I know. But man, this video just seemed crazy. Let me pull it up. What up?
This pastor held his audience hostage.
Yeah, you probably already heard that. You heard that. Oh look, it pops up like that. Yep. Okay. That's what I suspected would happen. Believe it or not. So that's why I wanted to use the other video on the other side, which just didn't happen anyway. Okay. Let's click, copy that, click this, go here. Let's pause this. I don't want to have a weird thing go off on me. Yeah. And then where is, wait, okay, whoops. Yeah, see, when I move things around a little bit, everything kind of gets in weird position. OBS just went on the other screen, you know? Very strange, very strange. That's not normal. OBS, that's very not normal. 1 second. Okay. Click. All right. So you can probably hear it when I'm just talking like this. The background, or no, from the AC and stuff like that. Sorry about that. Like I said, hot for me. Even if it's not super hot, the hotness is actually a factor for me, and I don't like it. It's actually one of the reasons I've been not feeling blood. I've been feeling blood instead of like, oh yeah, let me just get on. But I think I'm gonna, at least for the next couple of days, I will try to be on. Like, no joke, even if it's just a short, like I did like that a little bit for a little while. Even if it's just a short, I'm on for just a couple days or like a couple minutes even. I will try to be on. How long? I don't know. I will try though. Even if it's just like right before I go to sleep. Sure, right? Why not? Just a little quick chit chat, just an update, you know, a little bit of this and that, you know. Never know. Anywho, click. Let's do full screen.
This pastor held his audience hostage until they raised $40,000 for their church.
There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors.
What? Dude.
Ushers, close the doors.
What?
Close the doors.
Why?
This is Marvin Sapp, a pretty well-known gospel artist who works as a pastor for his local church. But he isn't just a small-time preacher. He's Grammy-nominated for gospel music and even did a Tiny Desk concert about a year ago that has over 1 million views.
That's
This guy
interesting.
has a pretty big in-person and online following, but recently he hasn't been going viral for any of that. Instead, he's been trending because he basically held his church for ransom.
That's kind of crazy.
1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors.
What?
Close the doors. We all
This
gonna
is
leave
weird.
together?
Okay.
Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant.
That was a little funny. Okay, I'll say that at least. Oh, wait. You know what? I forgot. I'm too big.
That's watching online.
There we go.
This is a small
there we go.
seed. If I get
My bad.
Online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed.
That's a lot.
The lamest thing a pastor can do, or well, second lamest, as diddling would be infinitely worse. But
hold on. Can I say that he's not asking for $1? He's asking for $20. Okay, like I can understand. Like, okay, just $1. It adds up. It really does. It really does. $1 will add up. But if you're asking everyone to pitch in $20. Do you know what $20 can do right now? Do you know how much $20 is? That's literally like a family meal if you were to go out and, go somewhere and get some. That's also 2 restaurant meals, if not 3 restaurant meals. If you went in and had a lunch special or something like that, you know what I mean? In fact, there's a couple places I seen that are doing discounts where it's like a $5 what is it, like lunch special kind of stuff and stuff. That $20 can get you a lot now, it really can. It's crazy to ask for $20 and to actually close the doors already. We're not going too far into this, but it's a lot. Okay, I'm just saying.
He was trying to foot the bill for that pastor who lost $40,000 of the church's money to Candy Crush. But
wait, what?
Tithing or
isn't that weird?
They're supposed to be voluntary donations, right? This kind of sounds more like ransom than a donation if you shut people in a room with you and tell them to give you money. I mean, just to counter him with literally he should be preaching the Bible. You have Corinthians 9:7, which states, "Each of you should give what you decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion. For God loves a cheerful giver." Say what he's doing.
You don't have to give anything if that's what you can give.
What do I know? I'm no preacher. I mean, at least it's better for the 10,000 people online watching.
You want to give love? You can give love.
To donate. Probably just confused if they were on a church website or if they were on Twitch.tv. Actually, cake might be a little bit more fitting because if he's doing this in a church, he's pretty close to preaching while playing slots on stream. So, I mean, the video in question, it happened last summer, and it was recorded
last summer. Okay.
Coastal assemblies of the World Convention in
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Kind of a long time now.
If you didn't know, is one of the U.S.'s mini PvP servers. It's safe to say there's a lot of tomfoolery that happens in that city. Yeah. So I'm not surprised that this went down in Baltimore. But this clip did resurface on TikTok and started to make the rounds pretty quickly. I guess it's just something about a millionaire preacher shutting his audience in a room with him and then telling them to give him money. That just didn't really sit right with people. For a reason, understandable. Because, hey, we've all seen these mega pastors who hop on and off private jets like it's a city bus. Not that this pastor in particular does that, but the insistence on the money was obviously insane for a lot of reasons. But
it was $20.
Number like $40,000 off the bat is weirdly
That's
suspicious.
also, that's also weird.
Why count how many people are online in person and then do some quick math and come with $40,000 on the spot?
Right.
What do you need that for, bro? What's so weird about the $40,000? But at least the audience was only told to give $20. The guys at the front with Martin, they weren't so lucky.
Now, everyone up here, we've all sold and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with me, to plant a seed of $100.
What?
Because again,
hold up, what?
Here.
Hold up, what?
I need to see 1,000 people moving.
What? Wait, what? $100 for everybody who's up there? I don't know how rich those people are, but holy moly, that is insane.
The guys who have to sit behind him at church and nod their heads because, they're very visible.
That's crazy.
Your expression when he says that. Also, he said they already gave. So he's insisting on another $100 just to top that off. And then to say,
they gave already too?
Like it's some sort of VIP section at the club.
That is crazy.
I mean, it's just not a good look. The whole thing is just in bad taste.
It's not.
And if you think it can't get worse, just like in so many of my other videos, it gets worse.
It gets
worse. Baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folk.
You want to know what I would have done? I would have said nope.
Y'all can bring it right now. Come.
You ain't getting $1 from me. Oh, he's counting the money. He's counting the money.
People need to give $20. 1,000 people need to give $20.
This is insane. I would have never went back there ever again. This is easy extortion.
What? I mean, he's literally sitting there staring everyone down, bringing their money up.
I would have left that place.
Eyes at people who aren't moving. Like,
I would have left. I would have left. This is insane. This is not normal.
Agrees that this is nuts with comments like this popping up. They got robbed at gunpoint, and I'd cause $40,000 worth of damages getting out of there. But anyway, like anyone who gets caught up in an internet scandal, Martin is releasing a statement on this. His original statement was just multiple slides of text that he posted on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, talking about how this video is from last summer and being shared out of context. And I won't sit here and read all of that,
what was it then? What's the context?
He says that his job is to create a safe, focused, and revered place to give. And that's why he had the ushers, you know, shut people in. Right. Nothing says a safe place to give like not being able to leave the room.
You know,
that's not safe.
Because of the implication.
Yeah.
Okay.
The implications.
The first part, the second half, it kind of threw me.
I love being imprisoned when I give. I mean, having a pastor stare me down and say the offering plates are going to be right in the front of the building so he can see all the people move to give just doesn't really feel like a safe place to give either.
Right.
Honestly, I mean, nothing about this feels like a safe space to give.
I would sit down if I didn't leave. I would just sit there and look at you.
In the worst way possible, because it shames the people who either don't want to give or can't give right there and then. And then
that's also a good point.
Disincentivizes maybe the lots of people who want to give but want to give anonymously. But the church did actually go on to
True.
And again,
there are people that only want to give
essentially
anonymously.
They were saying, "Hey, we're sorry if anyone was offended," and the offering was a free will offering. But I will say, like, I don't think it was like an actual like ransom moment. Like if anyone like was trying to
I don't know. That was kind of crazy.
But
I'm sure they could have,
where it would have been very public. If
hopefully, if they didn't, that would have been kind of
they decided to leave. You know,
weird
they would
thing.
have to go open the doors themselves, and everyone would hear.
True. And I hope a lot of others would walk out with me.
It's weird, man. Why?
It is weird. Yes.
Do this? Then of course it was definitely a spectacle because if people walked up to donate, Martin made sure that he saw it because he made them
that is
put
true
the
too.
Offering right in front of him. But then on top of that statement, Martin also came out with a recent interview where he talked about this clip.
9 years of those 16 years, I gave a minimum of $30,000 a month.
Dang.
To my church.
Wow.
Dang. That is a lot.
To my church.
Okay, that is a lot. I will say that.
Could go forward.
I mean, hey, good for him. He's doing what he's asking others to do himself. But he donated that because that was his choice. The whole point of people getting upset about this is he was pretty much, you know, taking people's choice away a little bit.
Yeah, I would have.
Pressure for them to do.
So what he should have done, if he was being honest about all this stuff and everything, right? He should have done is not close the door, but said, "Hey, everybody, before you leave, come sit down real quick. At least hear me out. You know, I've donated this much, you know, each and every single month, like whatever it was, with 30,000 or whatever." Yeah, he should have said something like that. And I want to challenge you, and then blah 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 blah. You know, he should have gone about it something like that. You know, to keep the church or whatever he's saying right going. He should have done it like that.
And tons of other pastors seem to agree with that.
Yep.
Amen.
I wouldn't. You know.
This is the part of service where we ask the ushers to lock the doors.
that okay, that's funny. At least they know how to joke. I will say that.
How this is something that he did based on scripture, which
that was funny.
Sermon before you had the ushers lock
See,
the doors.
some people have jokes.
Lock the doors. They didn't actually lock them. They just shut the doors.
Oh,
I asked
man.
each and every one of you how many of y'all received something from word of the Lord. Everyone in this place
that was a good joke.
said these words, "I did." Because of your acknowledgement of what God did in word,
that was funny though.
there is an
That was
obligation
really
that is
funny.
attached to that acknowledgement.
Oh my
days,
goodness.
They offered livestock,
Really?
grain.
I think grain was it, yeah. So why can't people do that then now?
I did not say money.
The thing is, though, like that's an explanation.
You should have
of an
explained
offering.
that
It's not
then too.
exactly why it's okay to force an offering.
Because I've
or
always
try to
thought that
embarrass
it was
someone.
something like that too, right? Like, why can't you just give what you can, which was literally anything you can or you want? Because I think it's even written like in there, like, you know, technically typed out on the book or whatever nowadays, right? That you can give literally anything of value to you. If it has value to you and you give it up, you know, it's worth a lot to them, you know. But that doesn't mean like, yeah, you don't, yeah, blah. I can't explain it right. But like, for example, time, giving your time is a good example of that, because that's actually a currency as well. Believe it or not, you know.
He doesn't want to give or can't give one.
Look at us.
And that's a something, you know,
Now,
we
after
can
you
give.
Come up here, you can open the doors. Y'all can walk out the door after you come up here. But make sure you come this way before you go out the door. That's it. Look at God. Look at what God has done.
The way he described that, the way he described that, though, too, you know,
the sad reality is he is a pastor. Thankfully,
pasture.
he's not in the majority of them.
You seen he put up an actual pasture in the farm pasture?
I mean, the whole thing is just tone deaf, especially, you know, because he's rocking that yellow gold Rolex Presidential.
True.
Demanding the money.
True.
I mean, just wearing a gold watch.
I wouldn't be wearing
counting
stuff
money
like
out the
that.
stand.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look good as a pastor.
It doesn't.
Just being a
Get
little
it,
bit
dude.
self-aware can get you out of a whole lot of public controversy. But hey, if you're new here,
True.
feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
That
Peace.
was me. Woo! And some good stuff. That's some good stuff. I think I have to go and click this, right? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Get that going real quick. Oh yes, this one. Hold on. Tells you. There's some stuff. Click that. See? Where is the one from where I watched right there? So yeah. See, he's got a couple. Yes, this one. It's this one. And then another one, right? This one, and then that one. That's what I want. I also wanted to watch that one. So let's go with this one, because I haven't actually been keeping up to date on this. Wait, did I watch this one? Please drop the check. Did I watch this one?
It's safe to say
I don't know if I watched this one or not. We'll watch it just to be safe.
one of the most disliked live streamers in the world just realized he destroyed his life chasing internet attention.
Make sure
in
we
South
watched
Korea,
it.
as things have somehow gotten even worse for Johnny Smiley out there, because
It looks like
not
I might
only
have.
has he been slapped with more charges, but one of these new charges, they come with a mandatory prison sentence of at least
Ooh.
3 years if convicted.
Okay, I
And
don't think I've
considering
watched this.
South Korea has about a 99% conviction rate. It's not like you really need to be a legal expert to see where all of this is going. But what makes all of this even dumber is the fact that Johnny, just like everything else, live stream him doing everything. Just like how he live streamed
Yep,
himself
he sure
prank
did.
calling the police for $5. How
I
he
think I
live
did see
streamed
that.
himself
A clip
harassing
of that.
construction
Oh
workers,
yeah, that
stopping
one
up
was like,
streamers,
what? They're
showing
so
up late to
weird,
his own
dude,
trial
for
after
doing that.
drunkenly insulting the judge and prosecutors while also live. Oh, in his new defense, he's apparently trying to pull the I'm bipolar card to avoid jail time. Good luck with
Oh
that.
yeah, he
Especially
did trying to
because
do
he's already
that.
pleaded
Yep.
guilty to 3 charges in the exact same case. So today we're diving into how John
And,
managed to stack 5 criminal charges in just a few months,
Oof.
all of which could send him to prison for years, all for the attention of like what 20 teenagers online. But on top of that, we're also talking about a new investigation which could lead to another decade in prison.
10
for him. So it's
years.
safe to say things
Wow.
are just
Wait,
going his
whoa.
way over there. And speaking
Wait,
of doing stupid
we read
stuff
that?
live,
Harassment?
he also leaked a conversation between his pretend lawyer and his real lawyer.
Oh, yeah.
So it's safe to say things
That's
are becoming
right.
more and more telling
He
of
used
how
a friend or
stupid
whatever
he really
who
And this
is
whole
pretending to be
nonchalant
his
act is,
lawyer.
in fact,
That's
nothing
right.
more than just an act that's going to backfire on him massively. So let's get into this disaster. So as of right now, I saw him pleading guilty to 3 charges last time I traveled out to South Korea. This was for disruption of business revolving around the incident at 7-Eleven in Mapo that we actually went to in my video. Then there were the 2 Minor Crimes Act violations, which are essentially misdemeanors here in the US. One for twerking on people and blasting music on the
Wait,
subway.
what?
and
He
one
did-
for
he twerked
shoving
on
a rotten
people?
fish in people's faces and blasting music on a
Ugh.
public
Oh,
bus.
no,
And since
that's-
then, he's been hit with even
rotten
more
fish.
charges. His
Ugh.
deepfake charge, which carries a minimum of
That's
3 years
disgusting.
in prison if convicted. Then there's
Damn.
another obstruction of business charge involving Lotte World. And then on top
Whoa.
of that, to make things
Wait,
even
what happened
worse for
there?
the dude, there's a new investigation that can give him an additional 10.5 years in prison if they end up going through and charging him with this. And that investigation is for child harassment. And this revolves an incident of him spamming horrific slurs at kids in Korean while at Lotte World. Lotte World, if you didn't know, is a kids theme park that has
so that's what Lotte World is,
and a kids-oriented version of Six Flags.
That's why he's getting charged. Okay.
He walks around with that infamous Bluetooth speaker that's gotten him in so much trouble in Japan, and he lets people donate to use him as a proxy to harass kids in the worst way possible. And while he doesn't understand Korean and wouldn't be able to understand what the text-to-speech was saying, at the end of the day, it's still on him.
So it was doing sexual assault harassment or something, I'm guessing.
You know, taking your kids to
in Korean
theme park for them to be harassed through some dude's speaker as he's filming and live streaming your kids' reaction for the entire internet to
so
see.
That should not
be accepted, and that's why it's so important for these
okay, yeah,
to be extremely careful with how they use the text-to-speech feature in public.
Yeah, see, I would never do that. That is insane. Yeah, like, see, even that, like, that's why I really like to have the option to mute alerts and stuff like that too at any time. It would still take me a little bit to you know, move it over and stuff like that, but that's why I like having the option, because I don't want something like that to happen and yeah, I can't not stop it or something like that, you know what I mean? So yeah. It just feels safer, you know, for me too, to have the option to mute things at any time I want, or to play them, or you know, all that as well. If that makes sense, you know. I mean, of course it doesn't make sense to you, but like, just being able to skip things, stop it, take it off, blah blah blah. Yeah, that option's nice. And like this, like what's happening here, he's just letting it go on, right? I wouldn't let that go on, even if I was out there and doing all that. I would still never have that option as well. Yeah, that's why I have filters and stuff on too. Yeah, it's a good thing to have.
The lawyer
Everybody
he's
should
been
have
using
it.
up until now. Johnny has now gone out and got himself a real lawyer. Or, well, it seems like his friend Hank has done so for him. And this is what Legal Mindset and some other
At least he's got something
have said about his new lawyer.
He has two real lawyers. We're not counting Hank. First,
two real lawyers.
Defender in the Western District. That is a free attorney that is provided in the Western District where he has an active case. He also has a paid attorney in the Eastern District. Now, the Eastern District charges, as we're going to see, are largely being merged into the Western District. So this paid lawyer is unregistered in the West. So this paid lawyer is unaware of the exact proceedings and what's going on in the Western District. So he really has no idea about what's going on unless he contacts certain people or does extra effort. And it appears that he is kind of being lazy with his proceedings. Also, people that were in the know and some legal professionals and others that analyzed this, as well as people that looked at this lawyer, it appears he's kind of what you might call in the U.S. a strip mall lawyer. Heavy specific regional accent, which is very hard to understand. He also seems to be very inexperienced with criminal procedure because he doesn't understand the concept of merging cases.
So he hasn't cooperated throughout his entire case, and he's only mocked the judge and prosecutors every step of the way. And his new Hail Mary is to hire a strip mall lawyer. Bro has a crazy Saul Goodman at his service. I mean, the train wreck just somehow keeps on wrecking. But again, somehow it all gets worse, because we also found out the prosecutor trying to bring Johnny to justice is a top 10 prosecutor in all of Korea.
Okay.
They're also stated that the law enforcement over there is very hard to work with for him due to Johnny's behavior throughout the whole trial. Then to make things even worse, Johnny's lawyer met with the prosecutor to beg them to drop the deepfake charges, but it was too late.
Ramsey's lawyer tried to meet with her, tried to meet this prosecutor to beg her to drop with the deepfake case, to beg her to drop it. And
I think, what was it?
With the deepfake
I think
case,
I heard something about this.
The thing is, by the time he met with her, it was already too late. The charge had already been indicted. They'd already moved on. They've already processed this. So it was too late to even do that meeting.
And I think it was because of him, right? I think because of Somali.
But she'd already indicted.
He got things done too late, or he asked too late and stuff like that, right?
Johnny. So for the sake of his own freedom, it's really about time he starts apologizing for real and changes his ways. But unfortunately for Johnny, I feel like that is just way too late for him now, as Legal Mindset explains the timeline of the deepfake charges here.
On February 18th, referred
the deepfake case to the prosecutor, which means at that point, it's looking pretty solid. And we had that based on the information that Ramsey flashed across the screen.
In a month,
he flashed across a
it
paper
happened.
which revealed that this was already sent to the prosecutor. And I called it out at the time, and I said, he's screwed on this, because this is going to go on to court. If something is sent to the prosecutor, it is highly likely you're going to get an indictment. Well, on March 7th, he leaked that, right? And then on the 25th, the Eastern prosecutor indicted Ramsey. On the 27th, that indictment moved from the East to the West. The West is where his current case is. They are trying to consolidate everything in that Western district because it's already going, it's already pending, and they want to bring everything over to there, so they handle
that
it
makes
all
sense
in
to
one
me.
trial rather than breaking it
Everything
up
goes
into
trials.
So
for a
on
cleaner,
that day,
just
I knew
more
immediately, and I
simpler
informed everybody
process.
on the
I'm sure.
27th.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Because of that, Ramsey and Hank were panicking, and they were talking about that with their lawyer, and that lawyer had no idea. I actually predicted that on my stream. I said, they might not even know, because the lawyer is not registered in the West. He's only registered in the East. So he actually wasn't accessing the right court records that were in the Western District. So
he was left out on a lot of things.
Said, oh, you're not indicted for this. Oh, you're not indicted yet. He was.
So
he
again,
was.
He's played his cards in the worst way possible, then put his freedom in the hands of a lawyer who isn't even registered in the correct district for him to properly help him.
That's
without a doubt, Johnny
that's
Ramsey
rough.
deserves a permanent spot in the Hall of Fame of influencer morons for his entire trip to Korea. The dude has essentially turned himself into an international laughingstock for nothing. Then he's also trusting his new lawyer
he ruined
for
his
advice, and clearly he's
own
given him a
entire
false
life.
sense of security.
The
Sounds
lawyer
like it.
said it's unlikely since you're American, which actually revealed the inexperience and ignorance of this lawyer. Clear example, there was an American.
He's not American,
that
though.
was
If I'm
sentenced to
right,
1 year
Somali
in
isn't
prison
American.
time, for
He's
a
not. He's
single
UK, right?
crime, and this was actually
Wait,
predating
I think
deepfakes. This
UK.
was just
Well, no,
one cyber
they have
crime
different
and
rules.
an
Yeah, I'm
obstruction
pretty
of
sure that's not
business.
American
So
either
remember,
way.
Ramsey
They're
has
friendly, but
at least
they
2
can't,
obstruction
right?
of
They're
business
not.
charges
They're not the
already
same.
on the docket, 2 minor crimes act, and a deep fake. So Ramsey has over double the amount of charges, and that person, that defendant, was completely cooperative with the judge in the court.
Yeah, and Johnny's been anything but that. And unfortunately
true.
for Johnny, he
He's been
outed Hanks and
out
his
of
own
it.
lawyer's incompetence himself. As again, he keeps on streaming from his lawyer's office, and by doing so, he keeps leaking information about his trial.
He's been doing that. I've seen that.
Being said in Korean. While Johnny doesn't understand Korean, many others do, including translators that help creators cover the story.
So this is the lawyer speaking.
What are you asking? Look, let me explain the case first today. Don't try to figure it out. Just I think I've seen this clip where that happened right there. Yeah, don't try to figure this out. Don't do anything. Just shut up and just sit down. Don't do a single thing.
Lawyer.
Yeah.
And the lawyer is having to reprimand and say, hey, Hank, like, let me talk first. Stop trying to explain.
Huh.
Right?
Yep.
Stop trying to explain.
You're not the lawyer.
Once
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
This is an issue.
They really need to
where,
understand that, which
Johnny
I think
didn't
by now they
understand the
did,
Korean,
right? Because there's
so
a couple
he
other
just
clips
streamed
now.
it. But it just shows how incompetent Hank is, and how even a lawyer who he's paying money to is saying, dude, shut up. Like, let me talk.
Why is he live streaming this in general? And Hank is the one who's been telling Johnny that everything was going to be fine.
Everything's not.
They messed up and didn't mute again.
This is the superintendent of the women's and
I'm guessing that
juvenile
blurred out is
division at Songpa Police Station.
it had to be the
Pay
name.
attention to that title, superintendent. Okay.
Sheesh.
The next section we're
That
going
is
to talk about
that's
police and prosecution.
That's high up
This
there.
is wild. Also, the section on women and juvenile crimes. The crimes that he's charged with are against women and children. They're saying we're referring the case number. That means he was indicted.
Damn. He's fucked. He is screwed.
Wait. That's you. That's me. Wait. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, that's an face from him right there. And part of me
yeah,
kinda
he
wants to
knew
feel
he
for him
fucked
as
up.
He's been guilted into like trying his best to
Yeah.
defend his friend. He's so stupid. He would
Damn.
rather live stream.
I don't know how
his
you could have got him to be
counseling
friends.
than
He must have
have a
been
better
really
chance
nice to
at
him or something,
having
you
his
know?
freedom back. It's like he doesn't
That's
care
the
his own
only
freedom's
thing
on
I
the line.
can
It's
think
just
of,
so
you know?
stupid,
Like,
it's baffling at
you
this
have a
point.
stupid
But
friend,
moving
but
on,
like,
another
you
clip
both
came
have
out
been
him
together for a
threatening to
while, you know?
essay the female police officers
Whoa,
that were at
what?
the station after getting arrested for his underwear stunt.
I've been to this police station 20 times. It's the first time they can put me in cuffs. I've been to this police station 20 different times.
But like,
20 times?
Where do they think you're gonna go? You're like, why are you getting cops? It doesn't make any sense.
It's insane how many times he's been there already.
I don't care.
How has he been there 20 times and nothing happened before? Like, really, you know?
He just can't shut up
That's
and act
insane.
right, because he has to continuously make everything worse for himself over and over again, and there is nothing that's gonna stop him from doing so, no matter how much jail time he's facing. Like, he's just making it so clear to the South Korean judge and prosecutors that if they want to stop this behavior, they're going to have to force him to do so. Like,
Yeah,
he
20
knows
times
all
is
of this is gonna be
insane.
viewed by them, but still, for some
5
reason,
is even
claims
too much
that he has
sometimes,
no
you know?
regrets
Like,
whatsoever.
holy
So
moly.
my question is basically to Johnny. What I would like to know is if he has any regrets for what he has been doing over the past few years, especially
No, he
what's been
doesn't.
going on in South Korea.
Zero regrets. Zero
See?
remorse.
See?
There is no way.
Yeah, of
Again,
course
he's
he
just sending
doesn't.
these messages to the prosecutor and judge over and over
My
again. it
goodness,
seems.
dude.
How stupid is it possible to be?
You haven't watched your own videos
Yeah.
and all the other things that we've done over the couple of years. You haven't seen anything. You haven't watched it.
No, whenever I see clips of it, I laugh my ass off. It's funny.
And on
Damn.
top of that, he also wanted to show up to his
Mm.
next court date
Mm.
wearing the new Kanye gown.
Oh,
Think about that kid outfit
no.
at the court. Is that
Oh,
too
my
crazy?
goodness, dude.
Yeah,
That
The
is
same one kind of had.
Bro,
Woo.
I know it's a wonderful idea, but you won't. even
wonderful
know if it's
idea?
automatic ban.
No.
I get my Instagram deleted again. You're saying
That
It's
is
a
not a
wonderful
wonder.
idea, I'm not gonna lie. It's just
Why
people
is he
can't
saying that?
do that and have a platform.
That is
I
not
do
a
the
wonderful idea. What
I
the?
know
What is wrong
it's a
with
good
this dude?
idea, but like, you know, why isn't there anybody else doing the stunt? Because
Yeah,
get the
you're right.
platform.
There's no one else. No one else in the world is doing that. You're right. I
Yeah.
haven't seen anybody but
Mm.
Kanye do that.
Like,
So what could I do at the court? I'm gonna have reporters talking to me at the court. Like
No,
in 2
no,
days.
no, no.
Like
They're gonna tell you shut up.
the Korean news is coming. The last
In 2
time
days, in 2 days.
I flipped them off and I said I love North Korea.
What?
I swear to God, I did.
It seems like his own personal
Wow.
Super Bowl seems to be being the biggest idiot possible and going for the most amount of time in Korean prison. But what
Yeah,
he
yeah.
doesn't realize is once he's
I
in
wouldn't doubt
prison
that.
for a year, people will forget about it. And then if he's in prison
True.
for like 5 years, almost everyone would have forgotten about him then. And speaking of
True.
prison time, the newest investigation might be the worst one for him yet, as he's now facing an additional 10 years in prison if
Sheesh.
they go forward.
And this is for
with
this.
charge.
This is before all the other stuff, right?
Because he live streamed himself doing it, it's not like they have to gather evidence. It's really just
Yeah,
if the
it's
prosecutor wants to
easy.
hit him with it or not. But as of right now,
It's an
Johnny
easy
hasn't
case, and they're gonna
responded
hit
to
it.
this new investigation, and
They're
his
gonna hit him hard,
trial
I'm
is
pretty sure.
delayed yet again. So I'm sure Hank is worrying because that means that Hank will have to foot the bill for Johnny for even longer until he's inevitably arrested. But
Hello,
that's
Lily.
the most recent update
Hi.
for the Johnny Smalley case. I know a lot
It's
of you
been a
guys have
while.
been asking me for one, but we have so many more crazy stories coming out.
Yeah,
this
there's
week.
2 more
Also, shout out
videos
Legal
apparently
Mindset
of
for
this
his
part.
great coverage of all this. I'll be
It's
linking
insane.
his channel in the description
Got to
down
see
below.
it.
So make sure to subscribe if you're new
And
here.
I haven't
and also,
caught up to
I'll
this
see you in
at
the next
all,
video.
so-
Peace.
So it's gonna be kind of crazy. Yeah, see, look, whew. So much to catch up on that. Let's see. Oh, welcome. It's been a while. Yeah, I got AC and stuff on. By the way, it's hot. Let's see, where is it real quick? That one.
This RL streamer might go.
Pause that. Been a while. Yeah, it has been. I've been good. Well, I shouldn't say I've been good. I've been okay. All right, because it's been hot. My energy kind of gets affected by heat. I get headaches and stuff when it's too hot. So yeah, especially like this week. It's been real hot. So like right now it's actually a little cool, which is finally I think it's finally cooling down a little bit. So that's good. My time schedule, as you can see right now, I'm on way earlier than usual, which is right now. It's about the time I'm on right now, so that's
Down as
good.
the dumbest influencer
So,
to ever create content
I
for
might
the
be
internet
on
because he truly
from time to
thinks
time
nothing
around
will
this
ever
time
happen to him, even though
ish.
he's already pleaded guilty to multiple charges in his ongoing Korean criminal case. And
That is
still, he's
wow,
out
yeah.
on the street racking up more and more
Yes,
daily.
I don't understand why
While
he's
this is
allowed to
going
go on.
I've been covering influencers doing stupid
Oh my
stuff
gosh,
for over a
it's
decade
crazy.
now, and I've never seen someone continue to commit felonies in a foreign country while having
Feel
an
that?
ongoing
Yeah.
criminal trial.
Can't believe
It's like
summer's
he
coming
wants to be
around.
stuck there
Yes,
forever.
it is, and
clearly
it's only
this
gonna
is
get
a
hotter.
massive toll
No,
on him and his only friend who's
I gotta
financially
say,
supporting him.
summer. It's kind of rough for me because what was it? I had a summer, believe it or not, that was so hot, and then the AC went out. I was dying. Because of everything. Like I think because of the heat thing that I kind of had affected me a little bit, where I'm not used to heat anymore. For a couple of years, I was like in a different state or whatever, and the heat was not heat, you know. It was nice, cool, relaxing. Oh, it's so nice here, you know. And then I came back, and then it's so hot. So I think that difference during that time affected me. So when the AC actually went out that one summer, I was actually, no joke, dying. And it was for a full month. I was dying. Like I think I was at my grandma's or whatever, staying there for a little bit, and she realized how bad I was getting. She bought a new AC because it was her AC, you know. I think it was somebody else's AC that they had that went out, and it was just happened to go out during the time I was there, which was like, oh no, you know. But she realized how bad it was because we were gonna wait until the next month because I was gonna just buy it myself, you know, for them. But I was just dying. I was not feeling good. That I couldn't even sleep. I think that's the other thing. During hot times, I cannot sleep properly. I cannot sleep at all. I will wake up several times, and that's exactly what was happening. And I think one night, I think it was last week. Actually, it was so hot, even with the AC. I woke up a couple of times, and I was like, okay, whew, you know, okay, it's hot. It's getting hot, you know. Oh man. Save! Oh my goodness, no! Spending summer with no AC is so rough. Yes, my goodness, it is so insane. It's so hot. It's so crazy. I can't do it anymore. I probably could have, and I used to be able to do it as like decently, where I can at least sleep through it. I cannot do that anymore. I cannot. I don't know what happened. That couple years over there, just it changed my body, I guess. It's insane. So insane.
Started to cut him off from family
Oh
funds.
man.
So I guess instead of reeling things in and trying to behave, he wants to find out exactly how much time South Korea can possibly give him.
It's just
I
crazy.
think his confidence is still high because, you know, when he went to Japan, they let him go with only 3 months in jail.
I like
time.
winter.
But the
That's
big
why.
difference here
You know,
is
at least
Japan,
it's not
he was
hot.
thrown in jail, and therefore he stopped committing felonies while he was in jail. Now in South Korea,
really?
they have a different approach where they travel ban him and let him provide for himself.
That's
rather than
right.
South
They
Korean
trapped him in
taxpayer.
there.
This
They
seems
trapped
to
him
have kind of driven the guy
and made him
crazy
pay
because
for
now
everything
he's basically
himself.
broke, banned on every streaming platform.
Yep,
so
he did
because of
get banned
that,
there.
he
I
has no
remember
real
that.
way of making any decent money. We found out that he wasn't being paid on party, meaning he did this whole shirtless dancing stunt and then got arrested for zero upside. Not only is he the dumbest influencer, but also
Oh,
the
that's
most
right.
pathetic.
He
What
went to
seemingly
party,
doesn't realize is
the
the
party
more
streaming
felonies he
app thing.
documents himself
I
doing,
forgot about that.
the
I
more
forgot that was a
charges he'll
thing.
inevitably get, and the longer his criminal trial will take.
That's
Which
the other
flies,
thing.
because
And
there
he
could
still
easily
keeps
be
doing
multiple
crazy
trials
stuff.
here, meaning he will continue to be stuck in Korea. So
Yes.
instead of switching things up and actually behaving to get a lighter sentence, he starts threatening the Korean government and another YouTuber.
Wait, what?
He gets detained again by the police for
Okay,
doing
yeah,
some
this is new
stunt in the
stuff.
Park, and then
I don't
to
know
top
about this
everything
stuff.
off, for a small donation, he goes back out to taunt people the same day he was already detained, and 20 minutes later, the
What?
police were back on him. So we have quite a few
They
things
are
to talk
quick.
about today.
Wow,
So let's start
okay.
off with the strategical pivot at the Johnny Somali HQ.
If Korea does not let me
I don't
out
know
of
why.
Korea, I'm telling you right now, it is a danger to the Korean women.
What?
Had
Whoa.
so much
What?
With Korean women
He's
while I've
threatening
been
people
locked
now?
here. I don't
What?
wear any when I these Korean women. I don't get
Dude,
any STD
he's
tests
gone
when I
insane
these
over
Korean
there,
women.
huh?
I don't.
Even more than
I
usual.
don't. I don't get any STD tests when I these Korean women, and I make sure.
I don't think he is
Just
doing
when
that, but like that's
whatever
insane to actually go out there and
I
say
have
it when he's already,
to
you know,
all of
getting
these Korean
charged.
women. And the police
Also, I
can't
spelled
stop
ad
me.
wrong. It looks like
The government
I need to
can't
change
stop
that.
me.
Does he think that will help him. That is a crazy thing
Right?
to say when you're in
Right,
a criminal
Adozi?
trial. Now, it would be
That
weird
is
for Korean
crazy.
citizens if he could pull anything else but his roommate Hank. I don't know why, but it's always the dudes who get zero play who brag about getting so much play. And again, he is his own star witness to that as well.
I feel like
he admitted
there's a
he
couple
doesn't get
people out there
anything
that
I mean, the guy
actually
is even
do,
denied from
and
the
they
places
do
where you
that
pay
themselves.
for it.
It's just rare.
You know, I haven't had since fucking what September.
Okay, do you guys
What?
want to know what happened when I went to the red light district?
I'm actually surprised
I'll
he
tell y'all the
he
story.
does,
The other day we went to the red
right?
light
Because of
district,
how
and the reason I
crazy
didn't
he's
scream
been
it
acting.
is because every
Oh,
single
thank
who
you,
read the red
thank
light
you,
district was like,
thank you,
no
Lily.
black, no
Thank you
black,
for
no
resubbing.
black.
I appreciate it.
So it's just more empty
By
words
this,
from this guy.
by
But
the way, I'm
judge and
planning to
prosecution
eventually,
doesn't know
hopefully,
that,
if everything
especially after
hasn't
he
changed,
doubled down.
to have
When I go
everything
to Japan in
completed with the
2029,
model
I'm
and
gonna pull
stuff
a
by the
Harrison.
end of the year.
I
At
kind
least,
of like what
that's
Harrison is
hopefully
doing.
the best thing I can do.
I like how Harrison is doing the super spreader stuff.
My attention span can't.
I'm gonna be honest.
I
I'm gonna
can't
say it
blame
right
you.
here
I get it.
to the
I
camera.
totally get it.
I'm not scared.
I have a workaround, kind of. You know, the picture in picture? That kind of works,
If
but
I
you have to
ever
open it, and sometimes
caught
they don't
HIV,
allow you to open it.
I
So
would
sometimes I
become
still get stuck with ads.
a super spreader.
But, what the? Dude, he's being... But yeah, I kind of do that from
I'll
time to
say it
time.
right
So
now.
like, I'll have that picture in picture open,
I don't care.
turn on the sound, mute the actual video,
If I ever
and
got
it
HIV,
kind of does it in a way
I'ma
to where
become a
I
super
kind of have it.
spreader.
It's just a lower quality
Dude's
stream, you
entire
know, for that
existence is
brief
just being a net
ad
loss to
period, you
society.
know.
It's safe to say he's
I don't
going
always
through
do
the
it,
most
but like,
fascinating
if
test
I'm
of
really,
the South Korean
you know,
legal
into the
system,
stream at
because
that
his
moment, I'll
entire
do it.
strategy here is
It's-
to disrespect
it
South
helps.
Korea as much as possible.
At least you don't miss
Attention
anything,
on
you
a
know.
stream. Dude is essentially trading his freedom and life to be this edgy middle school class clown. Now, I'm hoping
Yeah.
this is just empty words like everything else he says, but just like all the other videos covering the
He's
guy,
actually done some
inevitably
crazy
makes things
stuff,
worse for
though.
himself as
Yeah.
he decided
So,
to threaten to give
it,
the
he
YouTube
might
creator legal
say
mindset
that, but, you
HIV.
know.
Legal mindset.
Wait, what?
I don't need to fight that. I'll walk past it, inject the with some HIV blood.
Isn't that like
Legal
that's
mindset.
a dangerous
See,
charge,
that's a
right?
very specific threat against a very
Yes.
specific person. That's actually
That's-
against me.
Yeah, that
So
there's
that
I forgot what it is when
you
you
would
spread
call,
that.
and that's a threat, and that's what you.
It's
call
not only a
human
threat.
attack, which is
Oh.
you can Google it. There's actually Wikipedia pages about it. There's stuff like that about it. That
That's
is
what that
very
is?
much criminal.
Yeah, that's a criminal
to
charge.
threaten, to talk about, and in many,
I think if you have,
there's
like-
actually specific statutes
Yes.
that relate to that
Yes.
legally.
I thought we had a law for that. Because if I'm right, there's I don't know what law it is. I know it's a specific law. Where even if you have, you have it, you have a certain like disease like HIV or something, and you knowingly spit at somebody, or like try to get them to get it by doing stuff like that, and they contract it, you know, they can contract it or get it, you know. It's actually a charge that you can go to jail for and spend a couple of years in for prison for, if I'm right. Because I know that is a physical certain charge that you were trying to do because you have that on you, you know, and you can spread it.
That shows how
Yeah.
much of a low life this guy is. But on top of that,
Yeah.
Legal Mindset
Mhm.
goes into detail on what these threats to the Korean public could mean for Johnny.
Oh,
If you actually went over and
speaking of ads, by the way, I've been getting a lot of Final Fantasy, not Final Fantasy, Final Destination ads. You know, the movie one. I was like, why am I getting so many of these Final Destination ads?
with,
It was just
HIV,
that's the only thing I've kind of been
guilty
getting
any
lately.
of these things: injury, attempted injury.
It's crazy.
serious
It's like,
injury,
what? Am
special
I gonna?
threat,
Am I in
attempted
danger?
crime, murder. Also, Korea has a special statute, a special law called the Acquired Immunodeficiency Syndrome. That's AIDS. Prevention Act.
Ah, see,
Article 19, prohibition on conduct risking transmission. What does that
risking
carry? I know you all wanna
transmission.
know,
There it is.
and that is 10 years in
Whoa,
jail.
10
10
years.
years. 10
See,
years
it's
under that statute.
it's more than I thought.
for any
Wow.
conduct that
Wow.
would involve that. So that would be stacking on top of his already full stack.
Yeah, so that would
of
be on
issues,
top of the 10 or something that he's
10
already got, right?
Years
So that'd be
in,
20 now?
potential years in prison. That's
20
the maximum
potential?
penalty there.
So naturally, Johnny panics and starts backtracking, saying
Yeah.
that was all hypothetical and in Minecraft or whatever. But dude, that's not going to cover
No.
you legally. And he's realized how bad things
Yeah.
are for him, hence why his new plan is to eventually flee South Korea, apparently.
Wait, what?
To Incheon,
Wait, what?
I'm
How does that
renting
work?
The boats.
He's trying to escape?
And I'm gonna
No way.
sailing to international waters.
No way. They're gonna bring him back if he
As soon
tries
as
to
I
do
hit
that.
international water, you can't touch me.
That's a great way to
no.
drown.
That's no.
So
Yeah,
what's
that's
the
also
plan here?
it's dangerous
Is
if
he
it's a
just trying
raft.
to sail to Japan, where
He
he's
could
also
actually die on
banned?
that.
Because if he was
This-
going from
the waves are big,
Busan,
right?
his options are Japan or I guess North Korea if he goes all the way up the coastline. But there's a whole bunch of Korean islands on the way to Japan.
Yeah.
So there's no way he's gonna make it to international waters.
They can just
He'll
intercept
get
them and
arrested.
just get them.
Yeah, and that would be cool, Arling. Except
That's the other thing.
He didn't say Busan. He said Incheon, which is even worse for him because then
Yeah,
he
he's been in
North
Japan, right?
Korea,
Oh
and
no,
China,
that's in
and a whole bunch of Korean
okay.
islands outside of Incheon.
Okay,
Great.
yeah, he's not.
Let's continue the video. But a lot of people have also been asking how his family are reacting to his antics.
Wait, he has
actually
family
addressed
still?
This before he was detained in Korea, so I can only imagine how they feel after all of this now.
You guys are my
Yeah.
family. I'm not gonna lie. Like I told you, my family disowned me.
Oh,
My dad
that's
the other
what
day, I was
happened.
Like, do I really cause you that much stress? And my dad told me, you caused the whole world stress.
And he's not
I'm
wrong about that.
ashamed to be your father.
Yeah,
I was like, what? Yeah, really?
damn. That's crazy. But I kind of,
If
I would
was
get it
my-
too,
if
you
I
know?
had a son and he turned out like Ramsey, like John, I would be proud.
What?
This is a f***ing world enigma.
The only thing that makes Johnny an
That's
enigma
actually
is
kinda,
how stupid
like,
he acts. It's actually bad.
I don't even know what to say to
I've
that.
never seen a human being slowly self-sabotage and destroy his own life over the span of a few years for a handful of live stream viewers. At least
Alright.
not to this degree. This is just
I
breaking
just,
records for being an
I
absolute
don't
loser.
know. What do you even say to that?
How would you not be proud of this? The only thing I'm really tripping over is because my dad told me he does not want me to have kids. He literally said, "Do not reproduce." So I'm like,
That
"Yeah,
is,
I'm gonna just
that's
go back
messed
to
up, but
Jackson.
like,
Y'all like me anyway. Y'all make a new
yeah,
family.
I can't blame him for saying that, but
This guy picked a parasocial
he just,
relationship
the main
with
thing
some
is like,
dude
he doesn't
who
want
hate
to,
him and want to see
you know,
him either
he
arrested
doesn't want
or
him to
worse over his
do
own
exactly
family.
what
The
he's doing, you
judgment
know?
on this one is phenomenal. But clearly, when people poke him about this,
I get it,
really
but it's
strikes
like, you
a
know,
nerve.
it's kind of like,
My
oh man.
father told me not to have kids. Yes, he said that. But for you to take that and make that a joke is not a fucking game. Stop fucking funny. Yes, my father said, do not have kids. He did say that. I'm gonna be honest. He did say that.
He's, seems like he's more affected than we thought, right?
Yeah. That
Oh, yeah, I
reaction
forgot
says
to-
Otherwise, but will he take this as a wake-up call? Absolutely not. As he was just detained in Korea multiple times in one single live stream.
What's your name? What's your name?
He's always
What's your
detained.
name?
Oh, that's why they're waving the flag. That's China's flag, right? And because of how things have been going lately, that would make sense.
What?
They've had a couple problems everywhere, certain places where like they're going around and trying to do certain things, and
In the park.
you know, it kind of they don't want an international incident or something. I think that's probably what it is.
Police state. This is a
As well.
police state. Don't listen to these police.
Don't speak. Don't speak.
Wait, it's not even the flag. It's just the flag, but altered.
These dudes are for some reason still acting like they're in America.
Because it's actually got words on them.
Hank was deported from the U.S. He can't even be here legally.
Wait, what?
And Johnny can't legally engage in any political protests in South Korea, and that's exactly what he's doing here with his buddy Hank, waving around some CCP flag and stomping on other flags for attention online. But Hank
yeah,
ends up
that's
actually getting fined for this. And all of this went down in a 9-hour-long live stream. But throughout the stream, it becomes more and more noticeable that Hank is upset with this fine. And this is the first time
yeah,
we've
but
received legal repercussions for hanging out with Johnny. And let's be real.
Yeah.
The only reason they're out doing this was to entertain Johnny.
He's always had
viewers.
him
But Johnny,
taking the
he was
hit,
gonna
so
make it
he
up
never
to
got
him
in
with
trouble.
couples massage. But
Wait,
not
what?
before they do a desktop
Wait, what?
stream first. And here he announces when he's finished with the Johnny Somali shtick, he'll be a doctor.
I think I'm gonna go to medical school after this
How?
Somali arc is over.
How?
I mean, on the bright side, at least you would be doing something positive for society. But
I mean,
good luck to
yeah,
anyone
but
that has to be this guy's patient. To
could
be honest, though, I
he?
don't think he's being serious at all.
Like,
Because
it takes
he immediately
years
starts talking about the
to
future
get
of his live
a degree
streaming
for a
career.
doctor.
He also
Like,
apparently
it
viewed
takes
this
years,
stream as
years.
celebrating
Like,
having 8,000.
doesn't it take like
live
5 to 10
concurrent
years or
viewers?
something like that?
But the only issue with that is his VOD only has 15,000 total views days after the stream. If those 8,000 viewers were concurrent viewers and they were actually real, you would have like anywhere from like 150,000 to maybe 500,000 views on that VOD. So there's basically a 0% chance that these views were legit. But he also announced his plans for his next trial.
I went to a tailor in Korea and we got my customized outfit and it's going to be ready by Monday.
Wait, what? Wait, I didn't hear that right.
I told the tailor make it extra pointy.
Oh no.
We got some shit ready.
Is this the thing he was told not to do?
Wearing an oversized suit. Let's see how mad they get this time. What I wear. Let's see.
Oh no. Did it happen?
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna leak nothing. I went to the
You
tailor
already
and I got
kind
that
of.
shit extra ready.
Oh no.
I got it just like Kanye.
He's. It is. Oh no. He is.
Again, I mean,
that is insane, dude.
He's to throw away his freedom to entertain the handful of viewers who watch the streams.
Oh my goodness, that is actually crazy.
My guess here is he's just realized he's destroyed his life and he wants to make it as entertaining as possible for himself.
Maybe, but
until he inevitably gets thrown into Korean prison. I also forgot to mention that
that's still
not
crazy,
happy
right?
with the local news coverage of them, so they wanted to show up to their offices.
The JBC News building is not even open. Who's the news that was talking shit about us?
JTBC.
So you want to go? You down to go to their headquarters?
Yes, and like demand an interview.
Really? What? What?
Actually demand an interview.
I doubt they would let you in.
Me and Hank go to the Korean news channel that has been talking the most shit about us, and we show up to their headquarters
live. I'm gonna get a drink.
and on YouTube, live on this channel and Hank's channel, and we tell these we want to interview now, and we're not leaving till you call the police now.
So in case you were wondering why they were mad, they covered how he's ran out of money and that Hank is now asking for donations to continue to cover and pay for Johnny. So after the desktop stream, they decided to finally go to that couples massage. But before they got there, Hank had to defend Johnny.
Somebody else. Hi. Shingu. What the f? Yo. Wait. Why you want to fight? Chingu.
After Hank defended Johnny, Johnny canceled the couples massage as he would rather just go and stream. So they parted ways.
Alright, man. Go get your massage 2 hours. I'll go chill at the house.
Johnny leaves and goes back to the house because, as he states, he can't be outside alone because, you know, the Golden Goblin game is still going on over there.
Guys, I can't be out here solo unless Gookanto is gonna pull through.
And he's also openly admitted to being scared of walking around by himself out there due to being targeted.
Please don't say Odiga. I have a PTSD when you say Odiga. Please, I don't want to hear that word. That's Odiga is like hearing the N-word to me, bro.
That word is what the dude who knocked him out said just before knocking him out, which translates to, where are you going? But continuing the live stream, Johnny makes a mistake.
Chat, another bottle of wine or what? Chat, another bottle of wine or what?
All right, I'm back.
In the chat.
Yeah, he got knocked out that time. And then, man, I can't imagine getting targeted like that all the time.
Even more drunk, and that makes him brave enough to go back outside.
I'm surprised he still is doing things after getting beat up so many times.
God. Oh,
like, they targeted him over there.
It's the police. I'm running from the police. Oh, I'm gone.
Oh, he did. Is he drunk? Oh, I'm gone. And then he got more drinks? Is that what was going on?
Someone called the police. Oh, open.
Oh my goodness.
I'm closing the door. Cops.
No way is he running away.
Go. Go.
What?
I swear to God. No.
I don't think they're gonna really
Clearly,
care
he
about that,
shouldn't have been
right?
wandering
As
outside.
much,
He
but
should've
yeah, he
just stayed
shouldn't
at
have
home. So he got away from the police. Unsure if that could count as fleeing from the police,
Right.
considering they actually had their lights on. But then for some reason, he decided to go back downstairs because remember,
What?
he lets his live
Dude.
stream chat make his life decisions for him.
This
The
is a
same people
real-
that want him either
oh my
arrested or
goodness.
worse.
Yes.
Try to go down.
Of course they're gonna say go down. They want you caught.
One of them try to go down.
What?
One of them try to go down. One of them
He
try
has
go
to be
down.
drunk, right? He had to have gotten a little bit drunk, right? That's this the only thing I can think of that makes sense right now. Maybe I'm just missing something.
What the fuck did they do to me? They harassed me. I don't give a fuck what they want.
That bottle was open, right? I think that bottle was open. The green one who's holding?
All day for me. I'm closing. Oh no. Goodbye. What you want? What do you want?
They came for you.
Huh? I'm YouTube live. I'm calm down. Calm down.
You can tell the police are just so fed up with him at this point because they clearly have to deal with him on the regular. So they just end up telling him to go back home.
Go away from me. 치지 말라고. Okay, bye-bye.
So they're just letting him go. Because they're like, you got so many, you're gonna be screwed. We don't care anymore. If you're just gonna go home, then go home. Okay.
Stupid ass. Go.
What? What's it? Man.
Go, hey.
I don't understand why he's proactively like tempting them.
So finally, they let him go back into his apartment. So a lot of people are
It's like he
speculating
wants to
that
get
Hank
arrested.
called the cops on Johnny when he left the apartment again, telling the cops that, hey, my friend is drunk and needs to go back home again or something. Which honestly isn't unlikely at this point. And we also have a recent clip that came out of Hank promising
that kind of
he's
makes
sort out a
sense,
place
but like
for
that's
Johnny to
kind of
live.
messed
I'm
up.
assuming on either his money or his family's money, because that apartment that both of them are living in is tiny. Johnny's been there for months. I can only imagine.
Wait, he has
how
an
irritating
apartment?
It is to live with Johnny there, and then on top of that, having to be Johnny's sugar dad while you're living in a tiny apartment with him.
That is
I can
crazy.
only imagine how frustrating that is. So it's not super far-fetched that he ended up calling the cops on him. And Johnny hasn't streamed since that night. So who knows? Will he stream before his next court date, or will he just show
Well,
up to
there's
that
one more
court date
video to
in his,
find out.
pointy black gown, as he was promised?
Oh my gosh,
But
I
yeah,
literally
we'll
just
continue
forgot
to
about
cover
that
this as
already.
this train wreck happens, but I also have like 7 other train wrecks to cover this week. So stay tuned
Yeah,
for the next video. And
Tozy's
also,
been
hey, if you're
getting
new
a
here,
lot of
feel free to
videos. That's why I
subscribe. And
kind of
also,
wanted to watch
we've been
some stuff
dropping some new
lately.
collections over on Matt.City. We just actually dropped Seoul alongside of many other cities, and we'll have many more to drop over the next couple of months. So stay tuned there as well. If you do want to check out the new collections,
what's
over
up?
Matt.City, link will be down in the description down below. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Peace. Woo! Welcome, fool. Welcome. It's been a while. Attention. What was that? Attention, boo. Oh, it's Bop. Let's see. Let's see. This should be one more on this issue that just came out, right? Unless there's more, right? Nope, there it is. Let's find out.
Things are now absolutely.
You know what's weird? I think it's because I have multiple things open, right? But it takes a little bit for it to pop up right there, and then for me to pause it. So it's like a delayed pause real quick. I think that's because I have everything open. Zip? Yeah. Welcome, fool. Enjoy this random video that's not really random, you know.
Absolutely terrible for the disrespectful IRL streamer who's now stuck in South Korea because he just got hit with another deepfake charge,
another
which adds
one?
an additional 10.5 years of potential prison time.
Isn't that like 30-something years total?
Prison time that he's currently facing is 31 years in a South Korean prison.
Okay.
And he just admitted all the attention he's currently getting isn't even worth it anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
It's worth it. At this point, no.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's 30
Congratulations,
years
you're
of your
playing
life.
yourself.
You're gonna be an old man by
Never be
then.
incentivized in general, but massive skill issue because you simply
Let-
picked the worst.
I don't even know his age, but if he's even like 19 or 20, right? Let's say that's what, 20, 30, 40. He'll be like 40 something years old. That's if he's like 19 or something, right? Or if he's 20, right? Wait, or is that 50? If he's 20, 30, 40, 50, yeah, well, that dang, he's gonna be on.
To do it. Maybe not the worst.
Mal already old. I know.
I'm
I'm an old man, dude. Don't you see the mustache and the beard and everything here? I'm old, man. I'm old. I am old though. I'm getting old, dude.
Like he's in the U.S. How you doing?
Good. What about you?
Good. Can't complain. Currently recording this video in a business center in Weston in Boston because I'm currently traveling, but news happened, so here we are. But I mean, hey, I'm only stuck in a Weston business center temporarily. Johnny is stuck in South Korea for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, he's not allowed to leave.
I watched, he was playing it cool. He was like, "Oh, nothing's really gonna happen to me. Nothing
until everything happened.
I'll be out in no time." A couple months
until
later,
everybody wanted him to be.
Lawyer,
yeah,
he's still stuck there. And new charges are dropping pretty much monthly at this point. I don't know if he's going to get let off the hook as quickly as he thought. So it now seems like reality is really starting to set in with this guy, as his only friend and financial supporter is starting to get extremely fed up with him.
I wouldn't doubt it.
More and more charges. But at this point, most people know the story. Absolute moron, goes to Japan, gets in a whole bunch of trouble there, ends up doing about 3 months of jail in Japan.
Wait, he actually got charged for 3 months in Japan? I didn't even know that. What?
Doing something that gets him permanently banned on his only platform they actually
Dude,
make good money from. Which
so he actually got 3 months in Japan? I thought they'd just let him go. If I got 3 months, I wouldn't be doing anything. Especially if like I was let go and like I wasn't getting charged in my own country or something. That's actually insane that he got 3 months and he was let go? That's crazy.
Which is Kick, and then he ends up fleeing Israel while still permanently banned from Kick. What does he do? Absolutely still does not learn his lesson. He then goes to South Korea, rinse and repeat,
he doesn't learn his lesson any of these times.
Facing 31 years in prison because clearly he has
I
still
glitched
not
right there.
learned his lesson. And nobody feels bad for him whatsoever because he has not learned his lesson.
Because he's not learning.
He's just been given way
he's
too
been
many
doing it
chances
over and
to,
over.
Pack things up and pivot the way he's making content, but instead he just continues to double down. Even after admitting the attention is not worth it, he still wants the attention. And a lot of people ask me, hey,
that is the
why
weird
isn't
thing,
he
right?
currently
He
arrested
wants more
in
to
South Korea?
because they
South
wanted to
Korea
pay.
Operates very differently, especially when it comes to foreigners.
Oh, is that
Apparently,
why?
They don't want to spend the taxpayers' money on taking care of
Yeah,
Johnny.
that's
they want
right.
to put that burden to provide for himself on Johnny. So now,
yeah, and everybody's kind of been liking
is
that because they
homeless,
wanted
except for
him to
Hank.
waste his
He is
money.
now a burden to Hank and Hank's family.
Maybe. Okay.
Because I guess Hank
Go
thinks
get
it's
your
a good
stuff
idea
done.
to continue to pay
Cool.
for him. Because Hank, for some reason, thinks that's the right thing to do, even though, as you'll see, it's destroying his life as well. Johnny's a sinking ship and he's dragging everyone he can down with him. Because Johnny is stuck in Korea for the foreseeable future. He cannot leave Korea until all of his court cases are done, all of his time is served, and all of his fines are paid. Then he can finally leave. So until recently, he's had 5 charges that stuck and then 1 that got dismissed. 2 of them are misdemeanors. 2 of them are obstruction of business felonies, which hold a maximum of 5 years each in prison. Then you have 1 deepfake charge, which has a maximum
Which
of
you said
10.5
is now
years
2.
in prison. And just now, they added another deepfake charge, which adds another 10.5 years of potential prison time in South Korea. So he's now facing a maximum of 31 years in prison. And I guess after all this, he's slowly starting to realize that he's ruined his life.
I talked to my mom this week, and she was like, really just like, you need to stop drinking. Like, it's ruining your life.
That's
You're 24. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's 20. He's 24. Yeah, so that would be 20, 24, 34, 44, 54. If it's 31 years would be 35. No, 55. 56, right? 50. No, it'd be 55 years. He'd be 55. No, he would be 55 if he got all 31 years. So, yeah, he'd be an old man by then, pretty much. He'd be almost to, being grandpa. Or a grandpa by then. Depending on, how fast you age and stuff like that.
Alcohol is definitely the reason why I've done so many great.
Yeah, but not the full reasons.
To not back down, never give up. It's not backing down, never giving up. It's about just bettering yourself as a person. I think I'd truly be a better person if I didn't drink alcohol. I feel like it doesn't bring bring anything better. It doesn't bring anything positive to my life. You know what I mean?
That's true, but at least
alcohol, like, easily.
When Johnny is sober, he actually has some fairly reasonable takes.
Really?
That didn't really last for too long because, according to 15 Minutes of Shame, 1 single hour later, he was already drunk streaming.
Whoa, wait, what? So he really has been just getting drunk each and every single stream, and that's why he goes crazy insane all these random times? Wait, if that's true, drinking really is probably the cause of all his problems. He actually should have been charged and like, you know, put in like a rehabilitation like drinking thing if that's true. Why did nobody do that? Why haven't they done that? Yeah.
Okay, you like Diddy?
Yeah, I like Diddy.
You like this song?
Wait. Outside? I can't.
What? That is crazy if so,
Then
yeah.
come here.
But I feel like that's not the full thing. I feel like he's done a lot of these things without it.
No, sir. Ace it is.
But if he actually did, yeah, that's actually crazy.
No, I didn't.
Let's do that.
I'm lying to you, ladies and gentlemen. All right, come Hank. Don't the mic. Can you dance with Diddy with me one time?
Well,
I feel like nowadays he's drink. Yeah, over there. So while he's been over here, I could understand him drinking so much because he screwed his life over, you know, and it like he's screwed. Why would you want to be sober pretty much at that point when your life is pretty much over and you don't know what to do anymore, you know? It's kind of, it makes sense over here, but I feel like all the other times he wasn't drunk too. He's been doing things. Maybe he was drunk, but we don't know, right?
all right.
At least it wasn't
Here's
told
acting
lately,
like a disappointed
you know?
father, and this is Johnny's only lifeline in Korea. Why would he
Yeah.
be actively trying to burn this bridge? I guess he just can't help himself. But the reason
I mean, he's
this
drunk
in an
nowadays,
interview,
yeah.
They actually admitted that Johnny has ran out of money, and Hank is his only
What?
lifeline. Even though Johnny will still go on and on about saying, "Oh, I actually have money, and I'm not broke."
How?
Legal mindset and these channels, they spread like fake narrative that like I'm penniless and things like this. It's not true, but that I'm destitute and this stuff for me.
What's crazy is if his friend's the one giving him money, right? Let's say that, right? And he's buying alcohol. That's even crazier. That's like kind of messed up to his friend, you know? But if he's actually using his own money, that would make sense. But it's like if it's his friend that's been supporting him and he's kind of lying right here, you know, and his friend's actually fully supporting him. That would be like he's using his friend's money to buy alcohol to get in more trouble, which is kind of messed up. And I could actually understand why his friend's getting upset even more, you know?
You know what I mean?
It makes
I
sense.
stay with Hank, so I don't really have expenses for living.
But here's the reality of
See?
the situation.
I have sacrificed my finances. You know, like I've actually like Johnny ran out of money because they refused.
There you go. He has ran out of money, and his friend's actually supporting him. So that means he's using his friend's money to get drunk. That's crazy.
So I've been
That's actually crazy.
He's been helping me a lot. He's been helping me with
That-
not only like
wow.
legal fees and stuff like this. You know what
And
I mean?
legal
Yeah.
fees
He's helping me
too?
for a lawyer and stuff like that, and he's a great
Okay.
friend. Like honestly, I respect him for that.
You need to. He really needs to change then.
And when
He
I
needs
get
to
out of
stop
here,
drinking.
A lot of it I do owe to Hank. He's a real man.
Yeah. So, and not to mention that
That's wow.
Sacrifice my time and space here. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
fact
the
that
other
all
thing,
he says
too.
is he respects Hank for that, dude. If it wasn't for
No,
Hank,
you're right.
from what we're hearing, he would be homeless. So
Right?
the least he could be is a little more grateful to Hank.
I would
because
think so,
apparently He
right?
was starving before Hank took him in.
Really?
Actually fed him back to health too.
Wow.
He was very unhealthy.
Okay. Yeah,
Wow.
very skinny. Hank claims when I was living on my own in Korea, I was very skinny and gaunt. You know, because I made my dad.
That's-
look like it. Hank is definitely.
To be fair, if you see somebody you know and they're that skinny and they're starving and you can see that they're you know pretty much boned, I get why he stepped in and tried to help him and feed him, but to also, you know, like I said, for Johnny Somali to also go around and get drunk after his friend helped him out with literally surviving and getting food, to also get drunk with his friend's money, it's another, like, that's kind of like a slap to the face in my opinion. That's kind of messed up. That's not how you treat friends, you know.
A gut and man move now because I guess Hank has been.
You're spending money on, like, you know, something you don't need to.
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro. Thank you for not letting me starve. Bro fist for that one. But apparently things are so bad that Hank, he's being supported by his family, and his family is threatening to cut that off because he keeps on funneling that money back to Johnny.
I risk my family not paying my tuition to help Johnny because I believe that I help Johnny.
Oh wow,
Thing too. Pretty much.
that is actually even
Your mom made you, right?
wow.
My mom hates you. My grandparents hate you.
So he could be ruining another person's life.
He's my friend, and wrong is being done to him, and I'm gonna make sure that he gets out of Korea safely.
Yeah.
It's the real.
I mean, bro.
Why would you ever destroy your own life and ruin your
That's
standing with your
wow.
own family over Johnny? This is clearly someone who's only using him because
Like,
he has no
wow.
options left. But that is still
I
not
don't.
stopping Hank from allegedly
What do
pulling
I
some
even say to
strings
that
to
again?
get Johnny a new attorney. But apparently this attorney isn't from the big leagues. He is an attorney. That's about it.
So he's got both a public defender that was originally covering his Western District case, and a private lawyer, which was on the East, which is now registered in the West. So we're going to talk about this lawyer. So we actually predicted who this lawyer was. We had a leak. Ramsey gave a leak about who this lawyer was. We now know officially the lawyer is Choi Gwang-ho. Or Gwang-ho Choi. Choi is his family name. So that is the lawyer that has registered. He is a tax attorney.
Wait, what?
Tax attorney. He has not
a
been inside
tax attorney
courtroom in 20 years. Let me say that one more time.
That's not
He
good.
has not been inside a criminal courtroom in 20 years. He is a tax attorney. So what probably happened, and this is something that we said, was this is probably a friend of Hanky Poo's family who got put on this case.
And apparently his entire legal strategy for the deepfake charge has been a complete flop.
I could actually see that. That would make sense.
His whole big legal strategy was, we're going to settle with Bong Bong. We're going to settle with the female victim. We're going to pressure her. And they wanted to threaten her because she showed the image on her.
That's even
stream as
worse.
well. But she showed it to show how mad she was about it, being like, this is wrong, right? So he tried to blackmail the victim.
Oof.
And not only did that fail, it literally backfired in his face. When he tried to
I could see that.
blackmail the female victim, the prosecutor probably saw this and said, oh, hell no, we're going to double down and give you another one. And by the way, there will be no settlement on that one because it's with the Korean YouTubers that you are literally attacking and threatening with defamation.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Remember, guys, Hank and Johnny have been threatening to sue the Korean YouTubers and myself, by the way, threatening to sue
Oh yeah, I did hear
with
about that a little
defamation in
bit.
Korea. Do you think that people that you threatened to sue, and you are suing, you literally said you're suing them, you were threatening Daegun, you're threatening other people, do you think they're going to come to some settlement with you? By the way, that doesn't even really work in Korean court. Even if they were to say, oh yeah, we agree, the prosecutor could still bring it.
I mean, the issue with Johnny is most of what he says is hot air. Unfortunately for him, the judge and prosecutor might not know that because he's made a bunch of threats and he's said a lot of stupid stuff. So it's safe to say this backfires tremendously on this guy. Because let's be real, all he had to do after he got caught, even after making all the mistakes in Japan and all the mistakes in Israel, and I guess all the mistakes in Korea, once they charged him formally, all he had to do was shut up, apologize, be respectful, and he probably would have gotten left off with somewhat of a slap on the wrist. Instead,
It would have been a little
the
easier.
opposite.
But yeah, he makes it
disrespects the
worse.
judge, the prosecutor, the victims, the people covering it, and the Korean citizens. That's not going to
That is true. He always fights back in courts. And it's so weird to do.
Social experiment to see how the Korean justice system will handle that. But for every day that passes, it seems like the penalty is going to be harsher and harsher. Then to make
It feels
worse
like it,
for
right?
himself,
And more
apparently,
new charges
he
keep
lost a
coming.
lawyer.
Oh,
Today,
whoa,
we had
okay.
the public
Wow.
defender step down. Now that is likely they were actually removed.
Is that
from
the,
case. That means
which one was
they
that?
weren't the ones who petitioned it.
Is
It
that
was
the free
court
one?
that did it? Probably because he no longer qualifies for a public defender. When you have a private attorney,
okay.
that typically
That makes
disqualifies
sense.
you from having a public defender. So it appears that he was disqualified from that.
So now the case will be even more expensive for Johnny or Hank
Because he got he paid a lawyer.
Also issued a correction here saying the attorney has actually been to court 5 times in the last 20 years, or at least 5 times. But apparently he's lost all 5 of those cases.
Oof,
so Johnny
that's
is now
even
hiring a
worse.
guy who's gone 0 for 5 over the last 20 years, and he's still acting up during his trial. I mean, by the way Johnny is acting, you would have thought, hey, he hired some big league attorney with this big boy crypto money he has. But the reality is different. And as I stated previously, he's now admitting
Wait, is that how
it's
he's got
not worth
money?
it anymore. he's banned on Kick. That was the platform he could actually make decent money on, and they're most definitely not going to take him back. And we learned that from Ice Poseidon.
In the long run, do you think that is worth it?
At this point, no.
So now Johnny is permanently banned on Kick. He's also permanently banned from Patreon, apparently, and Airbnb.
I'm permanently banned from Patreon.
He's banned everywhere. So I'm kind of curious. Why did he get banned off of Patreon? Is it because he uploaded like clips and stuff there? I wonder that like violates their terms of service. I'm guessing. That's the only thing. Airbnb, he probably ruined some stuff in the you know, those places and stuff, so he got in trouble.
So it's hard for him to make a living streaming. It's harder for him to collect donations, and it's hard for him to live somewhat cheap, because Airbnb is a good way to live cheap when you're
not anymore,
staying
right?
abroad. So his options here are Hank's Place or expensive hotels. That's tough. But that was the quick Johnny Smalley update. I will return home soon, so I'm not recording the next video in the Westin Business Center here in Boston. And I'll be back in my studio with my microphone that everyone says looks kind of sus. But hey, it's a whole lot better than the phone.
Right. Yeah,
the phone
that's
makes
true.
do for now. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe. YouTube thinks you'll enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next video.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So that's the case going on. Oh, just 19 hours ago. Okay, yeah. Wow, that one was really the most recent one, for real. Like, that was the most recent. Yeah. Wow. Okay. And then there was it was this one, and there was another. Wait, we watched that one already. So the one I wanted to watch was it this one? I feel like it was that one, but I don't really know. Also, I'm actually curious why this guy is getting charges. Let's see. Click. I like putting that on. I know it actually doesn't do anything for me, you know, but
this Kick
I like
streamer
having
was
it.
facing federal charges after live streaming himself vandalizing a million-year-old landmark. And
okay. Yeah, vandalism on landmarks are very, illegal. People don't realize that, and they do it anyway, but
There you go.
yeah.
How you doing, sir?
What's up?
How you doing? I'm Rich Gratz with Park Service. I'm here to
Oof.
talk to you about a few things today. You have your ID on you, sir?
Yeah. What seems to be the problem first?
So meet Ton Kono, better known as Crazy Ton on Kick. According to his bio on his channel, he's an IRL streamer who travels around the world to explore the wonders of a beautiful planet in his trusty Toyota
Crazy
Prius.
Ton,
However, his name has now made some headlines for defacing one of America's most iconic natural landmarks.
This is actually something that's been going on in Japan, where people are like defacing things without realizing they're defacing things because they're kind of like idiots and stuff like that. They're like, you know how like people carve hearts and stuff into trees. I think one of the cases they were doing something like that. They were carving something like that or their initials into like a shrine, and it was like, what? You can't do that. That's a shrine, you know. But apparently people are stupid nowadays like that, to where they don't realize that that's called, you know, that's defacing it. You're doing a crime, especially in Japan, where that shrine is literally a holy, you know, place, the sanctuary, pretty much.
But nothing more than an unofficial platform.
And I think people were slowly like becoming unaware that this is a crime everywhere, you know.
And if you're not familiar with Horseshoe Bend, it's an amazing natural formation that took 5 to 6 million years to create. The Colorado River carved it through sandstone for centuries, making it a nearly perfect horseshoe-shaped bend, which is why it's called that. It's one of the most photographed spots in the entire Grand Canyon and is on the bucket list for people all around the world. Now, while most
so this
people
guy
are
did this in America,
pictures, enjoying the views, and maybe
in the Grand
if you're a
Canyon.
live streamer, just live streaming your experience there. That wasn't enough for Crazy Ton here, because he wanted to live stream himself carving kick.com into the rock there.
Can you get a small piece of flat rock? You could sit it on counter and van as a hot plate to sit hot things or coffee.
Nope, but we could put kick.com real quick.
Hold up.
Let's see.
Did you see that? Somebody actually already did it right there.
Get a small piece of flat rock. You could sit
Right
it on
there,
counter
right?
and van.
Yeah. What is that? Something fan 2022. That's probably why he did it himself, because somebody did it right here. I think people don't realize it's a crime, but he made it more obvious with recording it and putting his you know, actual website and stuff.
It works out. Let's see.
Yeah, see?
Okay. It works.
Can't you clearly say that
Yeah,
is
see?
better than drawing a peak?
There you go.
So that's why.
Took a lot of work.
See?
A lot of
Yeah,
work,
there's
chat.
a couple people that did it.
Chat, not permanent.
Oh yeah, the rain will wash that away over time.
Yeah, so he carved that into some ancient sandstone. I think it'll take a little bit longer than what he anticipated there for it to be gone. I mean, this whole situation is just one big, why are you doing that, dude? He's like, obviously, this
He
isn't even
sees it on the
close to
floor,
being, like, as
and,
serious
you
of a
know,
crime as what I often cover
people
here on this
were,
channel. But, like, the punishment
they don't
he was
realize how
facing
serious that
honestly
is or
surprised
how
me,
bad
because
it
I
is.
had no idea you can get in that kind of trouble for this kind of thing. So according to the official reports and court documents, they were very accurate by saying he carved a 36-inch long and 6-inch tall and a
Wow, they measured it.
into the rock. And of course he did all that.
They even gave it a
broadcasting
GPS
to about
location?
3,600 viewers.
Wow.
And while he was live streaming, someone decided to call the park rangers on him. Because, you know,
Ooh,
with so many of these
okay.
live streamers, the viewers want to see them in hot water because that's what makes things interesting for them. It just seems like the whole meta and format on kick.com IRL streaming is more on live streams himself doing the dumbest things possible.
Yeah,
And the
that's what it
viewers
kind
are
of feels
"All
like
right,
lately.
Let's get this moron
Yeah.
in trouble for doing these things live. And then everyone just kind of sits here and is like, all right, let's see how that pans out. And things
Right.
certainly panned out, as a National Park Service ranger then showed up to confront him the next day about the vandalism.
So as a lot of you guys know, I've been traveling a lot internationally recently for my
Right,
videos.
right.
And the big problem I
Yeah.
used to have was once I landed, I didn't have any data. So then I had to try to find some
Oh,
sort of
some internet
telecom
service then.
store to then go buy a SIM so then I could get data in whatever country I was in.
Oh,
And
that's
after a long
right. I
flight,
forget that
was
that's
a
an
miserable
issue.
Experience. I would rather watch paint dry on a wall than do that again. Thankfully, there's a massive solution to that problem, which is Saley, because now that I'm traveling, all I had to do was download Saley beforehand, buy the plan, and then once I arrive, I can just switch my SIM because it's an eSIM, so I don't even have to go to any store to physically pick up anything.
I didn't know that was
So
a
if you're
thing.
going abroad this summer,
I had
anytime
no
soon
idea
for
that was a
work,
thing.
Saley might be the perfect solution for you.
So if you scan
It's
the
interesting.
QR code here,
Or click the link in the description down below and use code ATOZI, you'll get 15% off. And with Saley, you immediately get access to over 190 different countries, which is basically all of them. And their data packages are priced so well
kinda
that I know
funny.
a lot of people, when they run out of data for the month, they end up going to Saley and then buy a
Add
couple
inside the
gigabytes of
video.
data to hold them over until they're
Unskippable.
for the next month on their regular
Well,
plan. Then to
kind
give
of,
you
but
peace of
you
mind
know.
while you're traveling, they also have 24/7 support, and you can get a full refund if you're not happy with their service.
So if you're traveling this summer, feel free to scan the QR code here and check out Saley to get a great deal on the eSIM so you can use your phone abroad like you would here at home. And use code
Interesting.
ATOZI for 15% off of that. But without further ado, let's continue the video. So, continuing the story, when confronted, this was his excuse.
What seems to be the problem first?
I'm here to talk to you about you defacing landscapes within the National Park Service.
See?
So yesterday,
Defacing.
you banged
That's
your
the comment.
scratching kick.com into the rocks.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
That is a federal offense, okay? You're also throwing rocks.
A
over people's
federal
video.
offense.
Yeah, I
And
didn't know
throwing
you-
rocks
I didn't
is
know
a
you
federal
did it
offense
out there, but
too?
you knew I would even have done it.
Oh,
I
that's
called it
whoa.
thing, I was like, oh, okay, I could do it.
Unfortunately, it is a common thing, but it is.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't even
Do
know.
you have your ID
See,
on you, sir?
it's a common thing. People just
Do you
don't get
think he was
caught,
serious,
really.
Or is he just playing stupid? Like, did he genuinely not know? Or did he just think it's not
No,
that serious?
I
used to live
think
in Arizona
people
for a
think
few
it's not
years, and I've been to the
serious,
Grand Canyon
and they
quite a
don't know
bit,
it's
and
actually a
even if you don't
crime.
see the signs that are all over the place saying, hey,
No,
don't
I
carve in the
seriously think-
rock, it's kind of a no-brainer.
I think
that you
they really don't.
carve pick.com into rock formations that are millions of years old. I guess you could argue that many rock formations are millions of years old, but
That's what people
let's
do
not
on the
this in our
trees,
national
too.
parks. I mean, just this
True,
guy doing this
it
on
is
Kick,
in the
especially
national park and
engraving
stuff,
Kick
you know.
into the rock is just incredible.
That's another
tone deaf.
thing.
However, the vandalism at Horseshoe Bend is a problem because the entire area is protected by federal archeology and historic preservation
Oh.
laws. And not only that, as I mentioned
okay.
earlier, the article also
That's-
states there's
that
signs
makes
all around
sense
the
then.
area explicitly telling travelers not to carve into the sandstone because obviously defacing a natural feature in national parks is prohibited. According to the affidavit, he used significant effort to deepen the inscription into the rock, by going over the area multiple times with force and friction.
True, he did do
the
that.
National Park Services takes violations like this very seriously. For example, in 2020, when 3 men were banned from Yellowstone National Park after being caught cooking chicken in one of the thermal hot springs. Back then, the officer said it was illegal to touch or throw objects into the hot springs or other hydrothermal features.
So they cooked in it instead.
They were also sentenced to 2 years in probation, and they were also strictly banned from the park and fined between $500 and $1,200. And earlier in April, 2 tourists were also found guilty of damaging 140-million-year-old sandstone formations.
It crumbled.
Crazy Town did most recently. This happened in Nevada's Lake Mead National Park, and they were both
I can see why they got charged in.
8th. The whole point of designating these areas as protected lands
it's dangerous for one, and then like
so
you know,
everyone can enjoy these places without human intervention.
they're destroying
That's
it
why
too.
national parks often operate under a do not harm, do not leave a trace policy, so everyone can enjoy them for generations to come. But defacing national parks is considered a federal crime. Crazy Town could have faced up to a year in prison,
Federal crime.
and $100,000
Wow.
as fines as a maximum penalty, which is just
Wow, that is
absolutely
actually
wild.
insane.
That is way more than I ever expected. For
Yeah, I didn't even expect that.
However, when he appeared in court on April 25th, he was fined just $350. So, in perspective,
350?
that's
Wow.
less than parking in a handicapped spot in any large city here in the U.S.
Wait, really?
Rock, wrong, gone wrong.
Wait, really?
Didn't go wrong at all.
It's less?
Right. $350 fine.
So I guess he was
That's-
pretty much fined exactly what I thought he would be. That risk, though, is crazy. But he then continues the stereotype that so many of these kick IRL streamers
I didn't
are
know
shallow
that.
and scumbags and continues to brag.
That's
about
still a
how
lot
much
though.
he
I would be,
profited off of this
I
one
would
incident.
be, it would take a while for me to pay that off. Let's be honest.
So that $350
That's a lot of
that the
money.
haters did for me actually got me over $30,000 to $50,000. Who the went wrong? They went right.
What?
You dumb mother.
What?
They went right.
How did they go right?
They went right. Even the judge was like, "What the is this?"
What?
The judge in there was like, dude, she was like looking at me like, "Bro, I'm sorry you're going through this." Like, she even did look like, "Bro, I know there's other carvings on there, but you just were live streaming it, so we have to make you pay a fine." But she even looked like, "I know there's tons of carvings on there."
Yeah, I mean, while the dude is incredibly tone deaf,
Yeah, I wouldn't have said all that though. I would have been grateful to the judge, but to say it like that live on stream like that, you know, I would have just said I had the judge. I think the judge, you know, and everything like that, you know, and all that.
I mean, the
But
bar has just been set so low for all these IRL streamers.
I wouldn't have said it on stream like that.
Into the Grand Canyon. That's probably like the lightest thing I've covered an IRL streamer do. Still,
It's kind of light, but it's something
like this
interesting. I
happens,
didn't even
it
know
doesn't
that
really
was the
matter
thing.
scale, it just
Sometimes,
only
you know.
reinforces the negative stereotypes
I didn't
about
know they were
content
getting
creators.
charged.
But because
If
of
they
this
could
guy,
catch
for
him,
years
you know.
to come, Horseshoe Bend visitors will see Kick.com carved into the rock, which is why I guess we just can't have nice
True.
things anymore. But that was the story of how a Kick streamer managed to get federal charges from a dumb decision during a live stream. But if you're traveling this summer, again, feel free to check out Saley for a great deal on an eSIM so you can use your phone abroad just like you would at home. And use code ATOZI for 15% off of that. But other than that, feel free to subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Whoops, I muted myself. I'll be right back. I gotta go to the restroom. BRB. Enjoy the music. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Sorry about that. Weirdly enough, I don't know why, but every now and then I'll forget, like, where my my forks and spoons are. Like, I have them somewhere, but they're not there where I usually have them, so I have no idea where it's at. It's kind of strange. So, I have a couple already used, you know, they're dirty, but there's still like 1 spoon missing and 3 forks that are gone that I have no idea where they are. They're clean, I have no idea where they are. I don't know what I did with them, but because they're not right there where they're usually supposed to be. So, I've had this happen before, and they're usually somewhere else. I just don't know where. It's kind of strange. Gee, I don't know what's gonna go. I don't know. I lost my forks and spoons, I guess. That's great. Yeah. I guess I have to figure out where those are eventually. Luckily, I don't need them right now, but I will eventually. Right? But yeah, hopefully, let me take that off real quick. There we go. Fear be gone. I'm back. By the way, I need to make sure eventually I get a couple things done. I wonder if I should do that now since we finished up those 2 videos. I could find a couple more videos though, because there was a couple other ones that I kind of was curious about or wanted to watch. I just have to figure out where it's at. If not, we could just chit chat a little bit more like before, and I can get a couple things like requested, if that makes sense. Let me see. On here. Oh, here's one. Well, actually, do I want to watch it? No. We'll save this. Where is... No. What's this? We could watch it, but I feel like that's not the right one to watch. No, not that one. No. That's not one. Is it? Did I not have any up? I guess those were... Oh, this one. Another Tozy video, right? Ah, yes. It's this one. This is actually one I did want to watch. Okay. Okay, I found one more Tozy video at least that I had planned to watch eventually, but, you know, I haven't. It's a different one. So, yeah. Paste and go real quick.
This influencer was arrested again.
See, again? Okay, so there's already something before this, I'm guessing. So revolving the creator in Belgium as he has doubled down on his terrible content even while being on bail. It's clearly backfired on him though. Okay. We'll watch this one too, real quick. And then we'll debate on what to do next. Put that there. Like that. That. And... oh, wait. Did I mute it? Yes, I did. Okay. Cool. Gotta be sure, you know.
And after allegedly continuing to assault random people on the street for his pranks, which is an outcome usually left with his victims either covered in sludge, garbage, chicken eggs, or even body waste.
Ew. What? Ew.
Yeah, it's safe to say
Yeah,
that pranksters are down bad. Thankfully, those weren't as bad as the original ones that we covered, because you might remember this guy from when I first covered him and his content back in early of 2024, as he made
What was that
headlines
one?
after being arrested for throwing biohazard buckets at random subway passengers in Belgium. However, since then,
Is that the
not
one on
only
the
was he
subway or
released on
something?
bail, but this absolute moron doubled down and decided to continue with his antics.
Oh,
So I guess there was
man.
no surprise here that he was arrested yet again. So this is Yannick, a Belgian TikToker and YouTuber and Instagram influencer who was recently arrested for several charges, including violation of bail, insulting state agents, behaving disorderly, possessing illegal weapons, assault and battery, damaging public property, and handing out substances that seem to be
Well, that's happening
dangerous.
out
And I guess for whatever reason,
writing
this
on
guy
that
has
thing
built
too.
an entire online presence around assaulting strangers with buckets of the most disgusting sludges that you could ever imagine, like mixing things like dog waste, paint, beer, and food scraps all in one bucket. His methods are always the same. He fills up a bucket with whatever repulsive mixture he can find near him, and I guess just throws it on someone random he finds on the subway. Then he runs as fast as he can like the coward he is. And yes, he really calls these pranks. But I guess the only pranks that he has to worry about now are the ones that will be done to him in prison. And I don't know if this makes this worse or better, but this absolute moron just seems to be doing all of this for the sport of it, as most of his videos only get a couple thousand views, and from what I can tell, he doesn't even have ads running. So
What?
Literally
So there's no
zero
reason to
upside
do
with him
it.
doing this. But
He's just
back in
doing it for
January
attention then,
2024, he was
yeah.
arrested and charged with assault and battery, plus property damages. And I mean, at that point, it would be safe to say that most people would maybe go, I don't know, maybe it's time to find another career path, especially considering that he wasn't making any money from this. Like, perhaps consider something
if you're doing
doesn't
that,
require
which
you
is
being
kind of
a
like,
burden to
you know.
society. But not Yannick. Since roughly 1 month after his arrest, this guy was back on this channel with a brand new series. And what is his brand new series?
Where can I
As
find
you
it?
saw earlier, it was Throwing Eggs at Strangers Prank.
That's considered his prank? That's just harassment, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say egging strangers is anything unique. I mean, come on. Wow. What an evolution, bud.
That's just
From throwing dog
harassment.
waste to now chicken eggs at people. What inspiring growth. I mean, this guy is so pathetic it's becoming depressing, but according to a spokesperson for the Brussels prosecutor's office, Yannick fully confessed to these incidents, stating that his videos were posted on social media with the aim of getting as many likes as possible. And there it is.
That's
it's
it?
all just for likes. It's not even for money. Because again, they aren't monetized.
Yeah,
Dude
they're
is
not
actively
monetized.
ruining his own life alongside of other people's days just for some basic attention on social media. Pathetic is an understatement. And playing the clip without like hyper editing each egg throw, it's just so incredibly lame and dragged out, as the whole premise of this prank is throwing an egg at someone and then going, I don't know where the egg came from. That's crazy, dude.
Is he gonna do it to the sleeping person? Come on, dude. He could have just turned away too. What? He could have just ignored it. He's making it look like it was him. What?
The victim's just so unamused as well. Dude was sleeping and he woke up
Right.
with egg on him. He's like, okay, whatever, but now I have egg on me. This prankster is just a bottom feeder of society.
It
who
was
will
just
happily
so
embarrass,
awkward,
humiliate,
too.
and burden random innocent strangers just for some attention on social media. But thankfully, the only real attention he received is by the government officials, but sadly, not before things got worse. Because on July 19th, 2024, this absolute moron decided to upload his 8th video
you know where it is?
in this
I think I know where it's at.
Dumping a Bucket on Strangers series. This time, he took his viewers on a delightful journey through the forest where he gathered
think this is
supplies
on
for his
Twitch.
latest
I have to
abomination.
change that.
Here he mixed together various oils, beetroot juice, wood chunks, and some
Wait, what?
unidentified waste before dumping the entire mess on yet another unaware victim's head.
That's
And yes,
kinda messed
this
up.
is while he's out on bail. This dude is working overtime to get no leniency from the judge. And understandably, fed up with all this nonsense, the Brussels Intercommunal Transport Company, they released a statement calling this behavior completely unacceptable. In quote, they said, we really don't take this lightly. We immediately notified the police and instructed our lawyers to the latest incident of the public prosecutor's file on his previous offense. And this is where things start to catch up to Yannick, because authorities are no longer playing around with him. Because when the police searched him after his latest prank video, they found something that made his situation so much worse for him. A couple
They
of
did?
tear
Oh,
gas
what's that?
canisters in his
Ooh.
possession. I really
Uh-oh.
hope that was not for a future video.
Right?
If it was,
That's
thankfully they
not
ceased
good.
those. But according to the Brussels Times, a judge has now slapped him with quite the impressive list of charges. Violation
that's
of
not
bail,
good.
insulting state agents,
Not
behaving
good at all.
disorderly, possessing illegal weapons, assault and battery, damaging public property, and handing out dangerous substances. It's safe to say that's a lot of charges for some social media pranks. Then to make things so much worse for the guy, under Article 401 in the Belgian Criminal Code, assault and battery with premeditation aggravating factors could lead to imprisonment ranging from 10 to 15 years. And this guy filmed himself dump a bucket of waste on people 7+ times. Actually, 8 times with that most recent incident. And then you have dozens of egg videos. Pun not intended, but we're sending it.
Yeah,
In
that's
addition to
a
that,
lot.
while the violation of bail sentence could be very depending on the circumstances, the illegal weapons charges alone can result in 1 to 5 years behind bars, plus fines ranging from $100 to $25,000. Then for insulting public officials, the penalty is 15 days to 6 months in prison or a fine of up to $300. And the disorderly conduct may result in 3 years in imprisonment if the behavior happens repeatedly. And he definitely fits the bill for that. And he filmed himself do it multiple times and uploaded himself doing that multiple times, all for some social media attention. So it's safe to say he's going to get some attention in prison. And since vandalism is also considered a misdemeanor in Belgium, it's usually punishable with only like $125 a fine.
That's still a lot.
Prison sentence up to 7 days. So in total, and that's only if you count one of his bucket dumping videos, Yannick might be getting prison of up to 23.5 years. And again, that's only including one of his bucket dumping videos. He's done that 8 times. So it's safe to say he's really not helping himself to get any leniency here. And you also have like a very
Why can't I
wide
find this
range of
notification
potential
thing on?
sentence for that violation of bail and
Just kinda weird
distributing
for me.
dangerous substances. But currently he's being detained in Heron prison in Brussels, and on March 21st it was decided that his case would proceed to the criminal court. The trial date has not been announced yet, but one thing is for sure, that his days of freely dumping sludge on random subway passengers, they're probably over. So I mean, the dude really threw his life away because he wanted to dump sludge on strangers for social media attention. It's actually so funny how pathetic some
That
people
actually
can be.
sucks.
And I mean, imagine just being one of those victims. You're just trying to get home from work or school. Maybe you've already had a rough day, and then suddenly you get a bucket of dog waste dumped all over you.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Anybody would
And
hate
of course,
that.
that video was filmed without your consent for thousands of people to watch. I mean, the sheer narcissism you have to do that to someone is outrageous. The best thing that we can actually hope for cases like this is
Found
there's
it.
actually real
Got
world
it.
consequences
Cool,
for treating
cool.
other
There we
people as
go.
props to your quest to internet fame. But I guess this is what happens when you base your entire self-worth on social media validation. You just start doing dumber and dumber stuff for that basic attention on social media. It's so depressing to see. But in the meantime, Yannick remains in detention, awaiting his trial. The question is now whether the Belgian justice system will actually make an example out of him to discourage others from following his footsteps, or not. But if you're in Brussels, you can at least ride the subway again
All right,
without the
perfect.
fear of being doused
Got
in
it.
dog waste. For now, at least. That's one step forward. Hopefully next, they actually throw him under the prison. But other than that, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
Peace. All right. It took this whole video. It took this whole video for me to find where to change that one little thing in chat. Wow. Okay. That's crazy for me, honestly. That's kind of yeah. Wow. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Let me reload this section and see what we got going on. If there's anything else I can find real quick. That, I really like this music. Oh, that's a clip. Maybe I should watch that one. That one's a good clip. It's always hard to find something on the home page for me. I always have to find something from something like on the pages, if there, you know, something right here or there. It's like kind of random. Does that make sense? Because I don't know. It's just sometimes it doesn't recommend me things that I want to watch, and when it does, it's like I have to save it or something. I can't find the clips, I guess, that I usually want, you know, during the time I want to find them. That is. Yeah, I think that's all I can find for now. If we watch more of it. Huh. Where's the channel? See, this is what's weird. It's like the channels I usually watch that have the stuff that I want to view or something around there, they're not usually up. Like, they're not usually on the homepage. Yeah, why isn't it even... Lately, the YouTube homepage has been a little strange, I feel like. Hasn't been showing things I usually watch, or like even the couple little things here and there that I could watch, that I used to watch, or even. I don't know, it's been a little weird for me. And I've noticed that for a couple people. A couple people have said the same thing. I wonder what's going on. And they had to have changed it or something, you know? Yeah, I think that's it for now. Until I can find like something later or whatever. But for now, let's see. I think I'll play something then. Oh, that's... I got it. I know what to look up real quick. Where is it? Where is it? See, I can't. It didn't pop up last time, so now I have to find it because it. Look, I'm subscribed to it. It was popping up the whole time. Okay. So, was it this I watched? Or was it that one? Okay, I figured it out. Okay, cool. Got it. Let's move this over real quick. Boom. It's the clip is old, you know. I have 3 videos. They're short, so we can. That's good. That's well, kind of good, you know. But it's been this is how long I've been away, you know. The click. There we go.
Everyone. Today we're answering more questions.
See what I missed.
In case you missed it, we already made 2 of these Q&A videos, so check in the link that is. So check out the link in the description.
They've had like an update or 2, I think, since I've been gone.
And in case your question
I think it's just some.
Yeah. Well, you like
Why
them?
are you pointing a gun at me? Please
I'm sorry. I didn't know you were recording.
Oh, you have mimic monsters! This is a very popular question that I guess has been sparked through all the mimic mods, and all I can say is that yes, we've had talks about a mimic actually from pretty early on in development, like we want a mimic in the game, but
Just
we
not
wanna
sure
make
how to do
that
it.
if we add a mimic, it needs to be really interesting. So
I can
my
get that,
answer to
yeah.
you is maybe.
Are you gonna add something to do in the truck?
It would be a
Like
while,
hub
yeah.
or something?
There are no plans for this as of right now.
Will you add pets/companions to the game?
There are no plans for this as of right now.
Exactly how
Yeah,
does
I can
player
see that.
feedback
Okay.
impact the game's development?
Our lovely helpers help us test the game as we are developing. They give
Okay.
us feedback and try out all the new stuff that we add. We also get a ton of valuable feedback from players playing the live version.
Wait, what was that?
We are really thankful for all the help we get from everyone.
Yes! Got the duck.
This
Nice.
is really a collected team effort to make Repo better.
How often do the devs sleep?
Normal.
We slept once and have been awake ever since.
Do you have
Ooh.
any plans to address the health glitch in the truck that everyone likes to use?
I did see that gone.
We have
So
a
I
pretty
think
good
they
grasp
got it.
on the exploits and glitches the game currently offers on the live version, so to speak. And most of these things have already been fixed, and they will be pushed out together with the first update.
Yeah, they can't abuse it anymore.
Be added to Repo in the future.
No, it's not
I'm
currently.
done being your
Stop
cameraman.
waving that around.
Now it's
Kill me with that.
I'm
Do
sorry.
you want that?
Yeah, I
No.
could take it away
Behind the
again.
camera.
Besides the duck for obvious reasons, which monster would be the tastiest to cook and eat?
If you ask me, I think that Bowtie would be pretty tasty. I mean, he looks quite chunky and delicious.
Bowtie?
I mean, what's he even made of?
Yeah, what is he made of?
Marshmallows?
I thought the same. I thought he looked like marshmallow, but he's so stompy that it doesn't feel like, or doesn't sound like marshmallow.
This is something that we're actually very excited to do and something we want to do, but it probably won't happen until after we've released the first update. But rest assured that there will be some sort of fan art or fan creations shown on this channel, because we want to highlight the stuff you do, because you've done some pretty amazing things out there.
Yeah, those look
Why
nice.
is the multiplayer specifically 6-player maximum?
While playtesting Repo and also experiencing other multiplayer games, we found that 6 players is usually the sweet spot. When playing 4 players, there's usually often one more that wants to join in, and you have to take turns playing, like swapping players, and we wanted to avoid that. Also, more players equals exponentially more server traffic, which
Yeah,
is something we
yeah.
want to avoid.
Will you make a stamina regen upgrade for me?
We had
What do
an
you mean?
idea for a stamina regeneration upgrade.
Oh,
that would
yes.
trigger when you crouch, but this is still a work in progress idea.
I,
so we
to
would
be
very
fair,
much love to hear
I
what you
always
guys
thought
think.
there
Is this
was
a
one
good
in there
idea?
until I started playing it.
Yeah, advertising,
You know?
make people find out about you.
So having it would be good.
The
Because
simple
that's actually
answer
one of
is
the things I
social
wanted
media.
the most.
We just recorded playing the game, a bunch of friends, and just enjoyed Repo as it was and as it is. And we even did some like skits and stuff in game to show the like wide variety of things you can actually do in Repo.
Okay, quickly, for survival, we need to get up there. No, I'm so sorry, there's no more space up here. No more space.
You can move the base.
No,
Move the
no,
base.
it's valuable, it's valuable. It's valuable. Yeah.
Wait a minute. What exactly
They broke the
are
vase.
orbs that monster drops when you kill them?
Those orbs are the very souls of enemies that you have killed. So be careful because they're fragile, or you might end
Yeah,
up
they-
in a
they-
very sad situation.
Yeah, they're
Just like
usually
you
gone.
will. If you don't stop tinkering with stuff that you shouldn't be tinkering with, get behind the $1 million camera now.
Oh, do you plan to make the game free for me?
No, there are
right?
no
No.
plans to make the game free to play, as we don't want to add microtransactions or have cosmetics that you buy with real money.
So many
Things like
just
cosmetics
lost money.
you'll get for free. by just simply playing the game.
Yeah, that makes
after
sense.
Buying the game initially, of course.
Yeah, that makes sense.
When will the
Of
first
course.
update get released?
We understand that people are very eager.
I mean, hang on.
Like
It's
every
out.
video we release,
And the
people
update's
are
out.
longing for the new update.
Well,
and
been
we
out for a while.
understand and we hear you. And we want to assure that we are working as hard as we can to get this update out to you guys. As mentioned in a previous video, the first update will take a bit longer as the huge success of Repo came upon us like a surprise. So there's a lot of admin stuff and boring stuff that we have to do behind the scenes, and of course work on the game and make sure that everything is steady and ready for release. Oh my god, what is that?
Sabam!
And the semi-bot shall rise.
Good night! That's good. All right, let's see. There's 2 more, right? This one's really short.
Hello guys.
Oh, it's just talking about the thing. Okay.
Guys, it's me, Pontus. I had to transfer my consciousness to this semi-bot as my body is undergoing surgery to repair some past injuries.
Ah, the explosion.
I'm gonna get straight to the point, guys. We are on the home stretch now with the first update. Things are looking bright, and we know you guys are eager to try out all the new stuff we've added, and so we've decided to do an open beta test for the new update. That's right. And
Oh,
guess
is that what that
It's
was?
available right now. All you have to do is right-click on Repo on Steam, go to
Okay.
Properties, hover down to Betas, and up in the right corner, you can switch the game's version
Beta
from none
branch.
to Beta to
Oh.
begin and try out the new update for yourself. And with this, you guys can help us finalize the first update by providing us with feedback. If you find any bugs or glitches while playing, or if you have any general feedback, you can address such things on the official Repo
So,
Discord.
is it
specifically
a beta
here on the new
open kind of
beta
thing
tabs.
that you have to do it?
As stated many times before, we are so thankful for this amazing
Huh.
community, and we want to involve you guys directly wherever we can. So yeah, go play now.
Woo!
Why are you still watching the video? You can shut it down now. Try out the update. Go on. You can do it. I believe in you guys.
Oh no. Yeah. And then let's see. The last one, real quick. Let's see what they did. Because they've already changed Overcharge, right? That's what it seems like.
What happened? You, my friend, have been in a medically induced coma.
Why do you sound like me?
Because I am you.
That's so stupid, because now people think it's official Repo lore that semibots are human consciousness.
But it was your idea.
Well, look at that. Isn't that the ice cream truck? So magnificent. Okay, guys,
He just destroyed himself.
Pick up where we left off. Huh?
The open beta has been unleashed upon the world, and it's been so fun to see you guys interact with all the new stuff we've added. And I've also actually played with a lot of you guys incognito, in secret, through the random matchmaking in the servers. And I've been asking some questions and finding out what you guys find fun and stuff like that.
How pro are you guys?
We're like very pro.
Yeah, we have like 100,000 hours on this game already.
Yeah.
100,000 hours.
Impressive. Yeah.
So that's been quite fun to do. And as always, we've also heard your feedback. And one of the upcoming changes will be affecting overcharge, or rather when you will get affected with overcharge. As our end goal is to make Repo enjoyable on all levels and for all players, regardless if you're meeting your demise at level 4 or at level 75, we've decided to shake things up a bit. We are going to implement a system that makes the game harder every 10th level. So
Every
for
10?
example,
So
if you're
every
below
10?
level 10, there won't be any overcharge.
Oh.
But as you become more powerful and climb your way through the levels, you'll need more challenge, and that's when overcharge will kick in.
Oh,
The same
level
goes for
10
20,
plus.
30, and so on. Things will get spicier as you progress. And this system is not just something random that we just came up with, but
It's a way to make it
perfectly
challenging,
tied
yeah.
to overcharge and how to tackle that. So this will be a system that will be also tied to lore. It won't be just a gimmick for no reason. There will be something
so it's a lore
attached to
reason.
this,
Okay.
and we will share more details in the future.
That's
And this is just one example
interesting.
of
See?
feedback that we're taking into account. So keep on playing and keep on providing us with feedback on the official Repo Discord. You can find a link down below. It is super valuable for us, and I've said this so many times. I feel like I'm
That's
repeating
cool.
myself, but
I like that
truly
they
mean
put
it
a
when I
lore
say
behind it.
we are creating this game together with you guys. We are improving the game together with you guys.
It sounds cool.
Really, really, really
Makes it. Yeah, it helps.
I have some feedback for you.
All right, let's hear it.
It's just that I think you're a little bit ugly or something.
Okay, but do you have any other feedback?
It's just that you're really ugly for me. I really don't like you.
I mean, feedback on the game.
That's kind of messed up.
You should have said that from the start, dude.
I thought I was pretty clear.
All right. So when will Semi-Work publicly address the physical appearance thing you got going here?
The colors and stuff?
Of the game really, really bad.
Who's ugly now?
Ooh. Oogly.
What is that?
Oogly.
Oogly. See you guys next week.
Oh my goodness. Silly. All right. Let's see real quick then. We got that in there. We're good. Let's see real quick. Let's turn on the music. Or the BGM, my bad. All right. Give me 1 second here. Decide how I'm feeling and check a couple things real quick as well while I'm oh, the screen went black. Oh, I don't know why it does that. I guess because I'm away from that, but it's like kind of a weird thing, you know what I mean? Looks like Wait, when was this? And that was... Wait a second, hold on. Let me see something. That was the same time. Yeah, what? I'm confused. I'll have to check all this later. Very interesting. Okay. Very interesting. But yeah, I think we're good on all that. I think we caught up on a couple things that I wanted to catch up on videos wise and stuff like that. Don't need that up. Pull this back up real quick so we can have everything up and then, you know, everything good. But yeah, my energy's filling excuse me, mid-range, maybe dying-ish, I want to say. I'm not really 100% on that. So I'm not sure if I want to end it here or if I want to maybe give it a little bit more and see how it goes. Let me decide by seeing one thing real quick. No. Click this, click that. Where was it? It would require an update. Okay, and it is updating right now. Okay, how fast is it up? Oh, it's actually updating pretty quick. Okay. So I actually can do this now if I want. Okay. I was just checking because like they said in the video, you have to kind of go into the thing and update it pretty much. You know what I mean? But yeah, it seems it wasn't that much of a trouble. It actually did it right now. Very quickly at that. So that's nice. Doesn't look like I dropped any frames or anything either, so we're good on that. Yeah. When I went on break real quick earlier, my phone was actually dying, so I had to make sure that was still charging. Actually charging. I don't use it, but you never know, right? You might need it for something here and there, so just had to make sure that was still good. I think see, this is where it's kind of weird because I do have to eat. It's not like I don't have anything I can just whip up real quick, but I would have to do that on stream. I don't have anything else to watch right now that I'm thinking about it. They kind of occupy our time as well. So I'm kind of like mixed on if I should just relax finally today, call it here today real quick, or if I should go and kind of do a couple things offline. Like I was saying I was gonna do. You know what? Let's call it here. Yeah, I'll call it here. Thank you guys for stopping by. I do appreciate it. I really do. I know it wasn't much going on. I might, depending on a couple things, I might come back if I have enough energy a little bit later after eating and everything. I don't know, but it would be a little bit like literally a couple more hours or so. It all depends, really. I really don't know. If somebody wants to play, like a fool or somebody wants to play later on, maybe. Yeah, I wouldn't mind hopping on and we're both playing a little bit, you know, and getting a little bit more of the stream going on. But for now, I think I'm going to call it here. Just relax a little more, catch up my energy because I get drained easier than others, unfortunately. And I can actually feel it now. Oh no. That's not good. But yeah, hopefully you guys didn't think it was too bad of a coming back, you know, stream-ish kind of. Tomorrow we'll see. Like I said, I don't want to make promises. We'll be back on when we're back on pretty much. But if you do want to know when I go live, like I've been saying and I always try to say, you have to follow. Sorry to say it. You have to follow. And if you do, I do appreciate it. It means a lot. Not notice it. I do notice those things, and I appreciate you following. So yeah, if you want to follow, you'll get notified when I go live. That's the best way of doing it. If you just want to see some random clips or like random things that are kind of funny from time to time, or yada yada. I'm doing that. I like retweet or like maybe give it a little bit of a life update ish on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and I do that. So funny stuff I also retweet. You know, I like to laugh. You know, so there's that. If you're interested in that, you don't have to, but you know, if you have it, you're welcome to do that. VOD channel, if you want to watch any of the past VODs, go on the VOD channel. There's that. You can also put like, I think, exclamation point socials or something like that in the chat, and it should bring it up. There's also, it's also in the description or whatever of Twitch or whatever you want to call it, you know, blah blah blah. The VOD channel is also there, so yeah, you can go check that out if you're interested in seeing any of my past stuff or just interested in that. The main channel has some of the clips, or yeah, some of the clips on the shorts. I've been adding them on the shorts and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that and you don't want to stay on Twitch and watch the clips, you know, yeah, you get it. But anyways, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully next time I will have done a couple more things, maybe gotten commissioned for some BGM personally, and maybe gotten finally a background or something in the works, hopefully. I'll have to look and find that. Maybe we could do that on stream, you know? I was gonna do that on here, but I'm not really sure how to go about doing that on stream, if that makes sense. Finding someone and deciding, oh yeah, I'm gonna use them, you know? But yeah, we'll figure it out, right? Also, I think my AC's off. I don't know why. So yeah, I must have turned it off at one, like while I was on break or something. I have no clue. But yeah, thank you. Again, do come by live if you would like. Always welcome to chat anytime, anyone. Just stop in, chat, chit chat. I'll try to do a couple more consistent type of streams. Like I always say, we'll get there eventually. We'll get there when I have a fixation on kind of handling more of what I can do to give myself energy to do it, you know? But yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. And until next time, I'll catch you later.